200 being held by Hamas. A spokesman for the militant group's armed wing claimed a short time ago two U.S. citizens were released in response to efforts by Qatar. America is listening to Fox News.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use directed. Keep out of reach, children. Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A little northwest breeze for our afternoon, but lots of sunshine. Great temperatures about where we should be, 68. Tonight, clear skies. A quick drop out of the 60s for evening plans, but all is dry for the Friday night games. 50 for the overnight low. Saturday, sunny, windy, and warmer. Southerly flow, 72. Dry cold front comes through late Saturday. Saturday night, clear and 42. Sunday, sunny and 65. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, Board and Batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today. sidingexpress.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
John Michael Montgomery. Live. The multiple Grammy, CMA, and ACM award winner. John Michael Montgomery with McBride and the Ride. Tonight at the Family Arena. Waiting on. Reserved seats are on sale now at the Carroll House box office, located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. John Michael Montgomery, live in concert.
Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken. 20, the tour. Reunited 2 decades after their storied run on American Idol. Ruben and Clay. Friday, October 27th at the Family Arena. Tickets on sale now at the Carroll House Furniture box office, located at the Family Arena or at Ticketmaster. Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken.
This hour of the Annie Fry Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome into the Annie Fry Show. Some breaking news happening here within the last few minutes, and we're going to go straight to Fox News' Trey Yanks to report from the Middle East right now, because the Hamas has released 2 United States hostages.
Yeah, John, I just want to quickly tell you the camera was panned up to the sky. There was a massive barrage that just came off the Gaza Strip. One of those rockets intercepted in southern Israel. But we do have some breaking news for you. Fox News can independently confirm that 2 American hostages were released from Gaza. These hostages were taken on October 7th by Hamas militants who entered southern Israel. They were dragged back into the Gaza Strip. You can hear those explosions in the distance as that fire continues. They were dragged into the Gaza Strip and held for nearly 2 weeks. But international efforts have been underway since then, trying to free as many people as possible. We have to be careful with our attribution here and the sourcing behind this, but we have been able to confirm by a source outside of Hamas that this deal did go through and 2 American hostages have been released into Egypt. This is significant and a major development. These are the first 2 hostages to be released. Just pan the camera here. There's some sort of fire coming from Gaza, and you can see that explosion there. That did not look like a rocket. It might have been it's a shell. It might have been a shell, actually, that was fired by the Israelis. But it gives you a sense here, as we're getting this news in, John, there's a lot of movement along the border, and that explosion there, warplanes are overhead right now. It would not be surprising if you see any sort of airstrikes behind me. John?
Let me ask you just another little question, if I could, Trey. It's obviously dangerous where you are. I don't want you to expose yourself. But apparently this hostage was released because of negotiations between Qatar and Hamas. But that would mean that there are still 201 hostages at least being held. What about the fate of the others?
Yeah, absolutely. The Qataris have been working behind the scenes on a variety of issues, from humanitarian aid to hostage release. I don't want to get too deep into the specifics of this release, but I can tell you that we can confirm there are still 201 hostages inside Gaza, possibly more. The Israelis spoke with us earlier today, top military officials saying there are between 100 and 200 people still missing from southern Israel. Some of those bodies may never be recovered. There still could be some people who are alive, but in Gaza, just not yet accounted for. And that's part of why the Israelis are making this calculation. I'm told, though, by my producer just now, we checked with the Israelis following our independent confirmation of the hostage release tonight from Gaza, 2 American citizens. The families have not yet been notified, which is why we do not have the names. But the initial statement, according to reports, that, again, it's 2 American citizens. I don't even want to get into the gender of the initial reports because we've only been able to confirm that these are 2 U.S. citizens. But again, a significant development as thousands of Israeli troops remain on the border with Gaza. The anticipation is growing about a possible ground offensive into the Gaza Strip. And I just want to turn the camera here again. You can see likely more fire into Gaza and a small explosion there. If we have it, I do want to play for you some sound that we got earlier from Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. Gallant spoke earlier today discussing the timeline for this ground operation and the regional war that is developing. You hear an explosion there, activity along the border. But Gallant spoke about what this means. He said this is not days, weeks, or months, but we are looking at a much larger operation. Take a listen.
We'll reach the point that there is a completely different security regime here, that we have complete freedom of action, and that there is no threat from within the Gaza Strip. This will not take a day nor a week, and unfortunately, not a month.
Now, throughout the day, there were more rocket fire coming from the Gaza Strip into southern and central Israel. 14 days into this conflict, Hamas and Islamic Jihad have maintained the ability to target major population centers here. I want to show you what it was like earlier today. We do have a small piece from this position in the daylight, but I will stay on the bridge with the producers just in case we get more incoming here. We'll come back to you right there. But take a look. Minute by minute, the Israeli Air Force pounds the Gaza Strip.
So this has been the report coming in right now from Gaza and right there in Israel, where Trey Yingst has been reporting, doing a really fantastic job, I might add. I always think about his mom and his mom watching him, or his parents or his loved ones or his family watching him do what he's doing there. And it's really It's really brave to see these journalists who go over there and cover, of course, we always talk about the bravery of the service members, but the journalists who are giving us the facts from the ground, it's always a pretty amazing thing to see. But we do have the news that there have been some United States hostages that have been returned. And that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big development in this story. Just to recap the Fox News report. So let's see here. Fox News has independently confirmed 2 American nationals held captive by Hamas have been released. Al-Qassam Brigade's spokesman said Friday in response to Qatari efforts, Al-Qassam Brigades released 2 American citizens, a mother and her daughter, for humanitarian reasons and to prove to the American people and the world that the claims made by Biden and his fascist administration are false and baseless. That is the statement that is made by them. U.S. officials say 32 Americans have been killed since Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel on October 7th, brutally murdering as many as 1,400 Israelis. Israeli has confirmed at least 203 Israelis are being held captive by Hamas in the Gaza Strip. At least 11 Americans were unaccounted for as of Friday morning. So a mother and her daughter released by Hamas for humanitarian reasons. We go to what the president spoke about last night in his speech, and I continue to get and kind of review how people feel about this. I sat and I watched this and I listened to it. I listened to it at a volleyball game last night. I had headphones on and I watched it on my phone. And once again, I feel as though the words in and of themselves that the president says, that they are appropriate words for the time. Or that I don't feel like he's saying anything that in and of itself right now is inappropriate to be said out loud. But the question continues to remain, based on what, sir? We listen to the president speak and talk about American resolve and commitment to our allies. And you can't look at one speech in one evening and go, this man's really got a hold of this situation. We've spoken with many experts, military experts, political experts, people who are in the administration, who do policy, who have been in administrations, who understand how these discussions go. It is a direct reflection on the policy of this president as to why we are where we are in the world right now. So I think it's worth saying, it's a positive thing to say that many of the words that the president are saying right now are in essence, the correct words, but prove it. Show us. Stand for something that we can stand for collectively. This is the president last night. I'm going to restart this right here, real quick here, from this speech.
America is a beacon to the world. Still. Whereas my friend Madeleine Albright said, the indispensable nation. Tonight, there are innocent people all over the world who hope because of us, who believe in a better life because of us, who are desperate not to be forgotten by us, and are waiting for us.
Yeah, you can sum that up by saying that America is great. We know this. We've been saying this. We've been in a position to try to convince people of the president's party and the president himself that we are the greatest nation with the most generosity that comes from the great production and success of our people. When we get into political campaign slap fights, we turn into, insults on splitting people down lines of division and trying to come up with ways to make sure that we understand internally how terrible we truly are. The idea of American greatness, yeah, I would like to know the answer to the question, is America great, from every elected official in our federal government. I would like them to tell us what makes America great. Because the aversion that some of these people who are in elected positions in our country right now, the aversion that they have to what is American does not jive with what the president is saying last night, and it doesn't jive with what party they stand with, the policies they stand for, the things that they want to shut down and destroy in this country that are incredibly American things. We can't fight in a war if we are not unified in what we are defending. We can't win that war. And we've been skirting around it in this country for a couple decades now. We have felt soulless at times because we're being ripped apart from the inside. When we're told that the fundamental foundation of who we are as a country needs to be transformed, what does that mean? And if that was 15 years ago, 16 years ago, how much progress can you make in that amount of time to affect that amount of fundamental transformation? Because it seems to me, I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and I grew up in a country that loved patriotism and the idea of America and being an American. That is my childhood. That is mine. But I don't know if I'm raising my kids in the same environment, in the same country where that's going to be theirs, unless I imprint it upon them. But if I imprint it upon them, is it going to be against great consternation when they go to, if they go to a public school, if they go to a university? Are they going to have to fight every inch of the way because we don't, as a society, as a culture, anymore agree that we are wholly great? That's holy with a W, people. Relax. When I listen to the president say that we are a beacon of hope to the world, still, yes, I know that. I've known that. I've been trying to say that. But how do we enrich the world with what we have to give if we deplete ourselves from that with which we have to give? How do we move into the world and become, the Americans are here. The Americans are coming to help. How do we continue to be able to be in a position when we don't take care of our own within our own country? We don't even treat our country like it's a sovereign nation. We don't ask people who are coming to our country to respect our laws. We ask the people who are in our country, who fund our country, to deal with the political calamity of what the ruling power in the Oval Office, the ruling party in a lot of our government, says that we need to stomach because it's good politics for them. It's terrible policy, but if the politics are right and the power is retained, we should just keep our mouths shut and soldier on. I don't need Joe Biden to have a primetime address from the Resolute desk in the Oval Office to remind me that we are the hope, the beacon of hope in the world. I already know that. Tell the people in your own party. Tell the people trying to influence your border policy. Tell the people who are trying to spend every penny that my grandchildren haven't made yet that we need to be smart with our fiscal house so that we can continue to be the beacon of hope for our grandchildren and everybody who is living on the planet when they are here. We know this. I fear that they need the reminder, and it might be too late. I think that when I sit down to listen to the President of the United States deliver an address like he did last night, I'll be honest with you, my fear of what he's going to say and how he's going to deliver it, that was not met last night. He did not fall flat on his face. He did not embarrass the country in front of the world as he has before. He did not do that last night. And it seems as though, as bad as this could be going, it could be worse. So I'm heartened by the idea that at least he's getting the words right. We have a responsibility. The American people have a responsibility to wake the heck up right now and look at what's going on in our country. Look at our sons and daughters who could potentially have to go fight in a war that could have been prevented. Look at our militaristic stores. Look at the stockpiles that we do or don't have. Look at the price of fuel. Look at everything that this administration has prioritized over keeping us safe. And I don't know who the nominees are going to be. I've said who I don't think they're going to be. But there is such a clear and stark policy difference between the blue team and the red team right now that I fear for the future of our country if we don't get the next one right. It's going to have to come from people like you who are passionate, who are caring, who are going to have to dig deep to be as considerate as you can to sit down and listen to people who may disagree with you. You can't talk at them. You have to listen to them. Sit quietly and listen. Because there are people out there right now who are incredibly dug in on their politics. Maybe the most dug in on anything that they are is how they feel about Donald Trump or how they feel about the Republican Party. Because I know that the people who are the most dug in about how they feel about Donald Trump, those are both supporters and detractors. It goes both ways. We need to start listening to people. If you are the most Trump person you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if everywhere you go, people see you as the person who's going to try to thump Trump into their head, they're not going to listen to you, and you're not going to have the opportunity to listen to them. I promise you, the problems that they see in the world right now, in the country right now, are not going to be solved by Joe Biden. And they know that. They know that the problems are too big. They know and they fear how overmatched he is right now in that position. They know that. People know this. Right now, we have a pride issue, and we need to, on the conservative side of the aisle, swallow our pride first in those one-on-one conversations so we can listen to people, understand what they're concerned about, and wait for them to bring you back into the conversation. If they don't, then don't go there, because it's not going to make your relationship with that person better. This is not going to get fixed with billions of dollars spent in political campaign ads. This is not going to get fixed by political slap fights. It's going to get fixed only if we sit down and start listening to one another, because the stakes are incredibly high. They're too high. They may not be able to be higher, dare I say. The big news of the day, 2 American hostages, a mother and a daughter, released by Hamas. And I suppose that is progress to be celebrated. We've got a fun show for you today. It's Friday afternoon, and we're happy to celebrate that with you. So thanks for being with us today. The YouTube live chat poll, you need to come join us there on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Drop in and tell me if you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote. Maybe it's you. You can leave a comment and tell us why yes, why no. But I'm curious if you know of any potential free agents out there, if you've heard anybody in your circle talking. And I'm not talking about which way they're switching either. So we want to know your thoughts on that. Go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and tell us what you think. When we come back, I'm excited to have Dan O'Neill in studio with us. He's a former columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and he's got some books out. And I'm looking forward to talking to him about this. Missouri, Weird and Wonderful is one of them. And let's get this other one. Is that right? Is that right? Am I doing that right? And Crazy But True, St. Louis history. Let's talk a little St. Louis history, maybe a vibe check, if you will, with Dan O'Neill in studio when we come back. Don't go away.
My head, 'cause I know that it's delicate.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Is it too soon to do this yet? 'Cause I know that it's delicate. Isn't it, isn't it, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it, isn't it, isn't it? Isn't it delicate? Third floor on the west side, me and you, handsome, near a mansion with a view to the...
AirComfortService.com is the website if you're looking for an HVAC repair, maintenance done on your furnace system. If it's not kicking the way it's supposed to, not heating the way you need it to, Air Comfort Service is there to help you out. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. You can talk to them about your furnace situation, the whole HVAC system, but there's something else that you might be dealing with that is in addition to that furnace that you got sitting in your basement. It could be the insulation in your house. 9 out of 10 homes are under insulated, and this is a huge, huge deal that can really, really help your home stay in its comfort zone where it belongs. If you call them at 314-513-0091, that's 314-513-0091, you can talk to them about the experience that you're having, and then they can come out and inspect. For most of folks, you're going to have an under-insulated home. Do you need to re-insulate it? Do you need to have them come in and do it? They'll be able to tell you that, and you'll be in your comfort zone once they take care of your problem. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Get them online at aircomfortservice.com.
The first thing you're going to have to learn is that until you stop expecting our politicians or anyone else to change your life isn't going to change. The only person going to change your life is you, but you need to know how.
Want to learn how? Meet Del Wumsley's Lifestyles Unlimited team and get your map to retirement in 5 years or less. Saturday and Sunday, November 4th and 5th, DoubleTree by Hilton St. Louis. Go to GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. That's GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential. Register now at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get ready, folks. Lakeside Renovation and Design is thrilled to invite you to our showroom grand reopening event on Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the remodeling event of the year. Unlock massive savings at our event thanks to exclusive partnerships with top vendors and suppliers, delicious catering from Sugar Fire, and fantastic giveaways throughout the day. Turn your remodeling dreams into reality. Mark your calendar for Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Lakeside Renovation and Design, where your dream home becomes reality.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 54 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Renowned economist Kevin Hassett is coming to St. Louis this Tuesday. It's Mark Reardon inviting you to join me along with the National Review Institute, the Show Me Institute, and Show Me Opportunity for this free event at the World Chess Hall of Fame. Reserve your spot now at 971talk.com/events.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
To my favorite tree, well, I'm offering a steady hand. I could be your security. There's no guarantee on anything.
Hey, welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. It's 12:30 here in St. Louis, and I am standing here with Dan O'Neill. I'm sure you've read some of Dan O'Neill's work, formerly in the Post-Dispatch, but now he's writing some other things. I've got a book in my hand right now. I'm going to show it to the camera here on the YouTube, but it's Crazy But True, St. Louis History. And Dan, welcome to the studio. Good to have you here.
Oh, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
It is great to be here with you, and I did not know that in the City Museum is the world's largest pair of underwear.
You didn't? Wow.
No.
Most people know that.
No, I did not know. I've
Yeah.
never been to the City Museum. My kids
really?
have gone, but I've never gone in.
Well, your kids might know it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some big
the
underpants.
waist size is 16 feet. Yeah.
So is that something that someone just makes so that they can have a record?
I would think so.
Right?
I would hope so. I hope there's nobody. I hope they didn't get them from an
They borrowed
actual
them? It's
person.
just some guy in To return them?
That would be a really big person.
So, Dan, when you were putting together this book, Crazy But True St. Louis History, how much of this was just rolling around in your head and you're like, I just got to put this all in one place?
Well, first of all, I just want to tell you I'm a big fan of the show.
Well, thank you.
And I was listening,
Hey.
and I was listening yesterday, and you had, I can't even Hans.
Hans von
I just call him
Spakovsky.
Hans Al Rabowski. And
I'm gonna tell him you said that
so
next
I
time he's
figured,
here.
well, this is a good time to have me in so you
Sure.
can bring the intelligence level like way down.
Oh, no, no, no.
Appeal to the dumber section. Of
No,
your, of
not
your
at all.
audience.
Hans is a smart man, though.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wow.
I've learned about underwear today from your book.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. No, yeah, there was, there's a lot of sports in it. It's probably, well, I don't know what the percentage is, but there's quite a few sports things in there. So I knew about them. Just had working knowledge of a lot of this weird stuff that's happened in St. Louis sports. And I just thought, wow, it'd be kind of interesting to see if there's other stuff out there. And I learned a lot just, in doing the book. I think if you live here, you really don't appreciate how much historic stuff happened here and how many weird things happened here. Like, for instance, if you ask somebody about what's the worst maritime disaster of all time, they immediately would say the Titanic.
Yeah.
And I would have too. But it's actually happened on the Mississippi River. There was a steamboat called the Sultana, and it was, what was it? It was 12 days after Lincoln was shot. So it didn't get a lot of
news.
Publicity. But it was a steamboat that ran between New Orleans and St. Louis, and the Civil War had just ended or was ending, and they were trying to transport Union prisoners of war back home. So this steamboat normally had a capacity of 376 people, and these guys were getting paid per soldier, to send back on this boat. So they put almost 2,200 people on this boat. It was mostly beat up, God knows what, prisoners of war from the Civil War, traveling back home, back north. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 of the 4 boilers blew, and the whole ship became like a ball of fire.
Oh, my gosh.
And more people died, like almost 1,600 people died in that event, which is more than who died on the Titanic. So that is actually the worst maritime disaster in this country.
Yeah, I'm looking through the beginning of this book. So I really appreciate the way that you have it laid out, because you have it, the different chapters or whatever of this book. It's very aesthetically pleasing. You could certainly sit it on your coffee table. 1800s, 1900s to the 20s, 30s to the 50s, 60s to the 70s, 80s to the 90s, 2000s, and the index is there. But to be able to look back and look at some of the historical events that have happened in this area, I mean, especially with the Mississippi River being here and the gateway to the West, this is a place where a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah. I was just telling Ryan, I probably should have waited because I just paid $3.21 for this 10-ounce soda at Kentucky Fried. And that's crazy but true. That would have been in
Can you put that on the back page of my book?
Maybe the next one. No, but here's a weird thing that I'm sure you don't know. But when the Eads Bridge is a very historic bridge, built by Andrew Carnegie. First time they used steel on a bridge like that. It was the first bridge across the Mississippi, first railroad across the Mississippi. And 15 people died building it, and 77 people were seriously hurt. So it was a big ordeal. And when they opened it in 1874, at the time when they were building bridges, 1 out of every 4 bridges failed.
My gosh.
Yikes. That's a pretty high ratio for...
So, yeah, not good. So they had a ton of people for the opening. And the first being to, if it's a being, I guess, the first being to cross the Eads Bridge was an elephant.
Oh, yeah, I've heard...
You heard that?
I've
so
heard
they
that
went
there
and
was
got
an elephant, yeah.
They went and got a circus elephant to cross the bridge because the popular thought at the time was that elephants would never put their foot on something unstable.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of weird.
I'd be more likely to cross a bridge after an elephant as well.
Well, I was thinking, maybe the Cardinals, like before they started this season, like on opening day, they should have had an elephant, and send him out there. And if he didn't go out, then you knew it was going to be bad.
You just phone it in.
This is shaky. We can't do this.
Yeah, not a good idea.
You do have a lot of sports knowledge in this book, and I'm sure just in general in your experience of having written for the amount of time that you have here in St. Louis. people want to talk about the X's and O's of sports on a regular basis, but there is a lot of history that comes along with the organizations that we have here that is recognized across the country.
Well, as you know, one of the things in the book is the first player to wear a baseball glove was a St. Louis Brown Stockings at the time player. There's lots of, the Cardinals have it. They, the stadium, I think most people know that Busch Stadium was supposed to be Budweiser Stadium, and that was supposed to be the name of it. So Gussie Busch's workaround there was to go ahead and call it Busch Stadium, and then he created Busch Beer. So it was the ultimate backdoor move.
Nice. I didn't know that. Yeah,
you'll get a kick out of this. So and the playoffs are going on right now, and the Phillies looks like maybe they'll be back in the World Series, and their leadoff hitter is Kyle Schwarber. He batted 197 this season. He's their leadoff hitter. So the expression, I could do better with one hand or one arm. Well, in 1945, the Browns had an outfielder, Pete Gray, who only had one arm. He had his right arm amputated when he was 7 years old, but he played baseball, and he had a really great season in the minor leagues one year. And certainly as a way to sell tickets, the Browns called him up and had him on their team in 1945. Well, Pete Gray, that season, he played about half a season at bats-wise. He batted .218. So he literally did better with one arm than Kyle Schwarber did this season.
There's the title of this hour's
Man,
podcast.
can you tell that St. Louis is not in the playoffs right now? We're like, but in the 1940s. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so pretty weird.
It's October, so a lot of people like haunted things. You have here that we were featured in an episode of Ghost Hunters with the Lemp Mansion. I don't know do you have The Exorcist mentioned in here?
Yeah, the
There's some
Exorcist
spooky
story.
things about St. Louis.
Yeah, and I always thought the Exorcist story had happened, if not on the campus in the neighborhood of St. Louis U, but it actually happened in Belle Noire, which is out in North County, like where Normandy Golf Club is. And yeah, the actual story took place here. I'm sure it was embellished quite a bit in the movie, but it actually took place here. And
You ever been to do you ever eat at the Lemp Mansion? They've got
no. I've been there. I know some people who stayed the night there though.
Did they?
Yeah, they couldn't take it.
Really?
Yeah, it's for real.
It's for real.
It's for real. And that show? What was the name of that show?
Ghost Hunters or something like that?
Yeah, Ghostbusters or Ghost something.
Ghostbusters or Ghost
You know the
Hunters.
movie Ghostbusters?
Yeah. It was based on Lemp Man. No. No, it was an episode in that show. So it's nationally renowned. It's, I don't know. I don't want to try it. I wouldn't want to spend
I'm not messing with it.
No.
I might think it's foolish to some extent, but not enough to be
when I
see?
saw The Exorcist, it took me many days to get over that.
I have yet to see The Exorcist.
And here's the best. So I go see, and I'm Catholic, so that's like in your kitchen.
Sure.
So,
I'm Lutheran light, Catholic without the guilt.
Yeah, same. So I went and saw it one night, and I came home. It was a late showing. I probably got home. I was, went somewhere afterwards. I get home at 2:00 in the morning, and there were 9 kids in our house, so I slept in a bunk bed. And my brother, a year younger, slept in the bottom, and I slept in the top. So I get home, 2:00 in the morning, lights are all, everybody's asleep, crawl up into the bed, and I'm just starting to settle down and maybe fall asleep. And I hear from the bottom bunk, Reagan. My brother had stayed up
just to screw around with
to
you.
do that.
That's
to me.
funny.
That's a great brother.
I just say that's how you get along with your siblings. Well, it's by Reedy Press, and Dan O'Neill is the author. The book is Crazy But True: St. Louis History, Unpredictable, Unbelievable, and Downright Bizarre. Any recommendations on the best place people can get the book?
Well, tomorrow, Annie, I'm going to be at the Makers Market at Watson Trail Park in Sunset Hills. It starts at 10. It's from 10 to 5. I'll have this book with me. I'll have, I've got a book I put out last year called Best of the Blues.
Oh, okay.
So I got several sports books, as you mentioned, along with this one. And I'll be there, signing and relaxing and
You got a blue
whatever.
shirt on right now. How do you think they're going to do this year? They going to compete?
I think they're going to have a hard time making the playoffs.
We need a playoff team in St. Louis.
They just announced their Hall of Fame class, so
Yeah.
and I'm on the committee, so I could give you some inside scoop on that.
You can tell me anything. I don't even know what questions
Well,
to
I can-
ask.
I can tell you this,
Are the
like
Blues going to hockey well this year? That's where I'm at. I could talk Cardinals all day, but
well, B.B. King is a heck of a forward for the Blues. I can tell you that.
Yeah, historic.
No, so yeah, they just announced, and just to give you a little how important I am to that process. Not a single person I voted for.
But you still got to vote. That's the way I feel when I vote in elections in Illinois.
Right.
It's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
It's not much different.
That's pretty true. Yeah.
The book is Crazy But True, St. Louis History. Go order it. And really, really cool, fun gift for somebody. Maybe like a coworker or a teacher or something in St. Louis, because there is a lot of really interesting stuff in here. I've enjoyed paging through it, and wish you great success on this, and maybe you'll come back sometime and
I'd love to. Thanks.
Talk
As
with
I
us
said,
again.
big fan.
well, we appreciate you. We're a big fan of yours, Dan O'Neill, and grateful that you gave us some of your time this afternoon. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Ryan Wiggins with The Bee or Not The Bee in just a few minutes.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-509-2228. 888-509-2228. Sponsored by GP Agency, Inc., Raleigh, North Carolina. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial professional before making an investment decision.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-775-5622. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-775-5622. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-775-5622. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Join Mosby Building Arts every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. on 97.1 FM. Rich Orris and guests give insider tips about renovations, design, construction, exteriors, and more. Tune in to Right at Home with Rich on Saturdays or catch the podcast online.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
The deal of the year is here. In celebration of McKelvey Homes' 125th anniversary, save up to $89,724. Unlock a special mortgage interest rate starting in the fives, $2,500 in free closing costs. They're donating $1,898, the year they were founded, to St. Vincent de Paul for every sale from now until December 31st. Huge savings, a beautiful home, a chance to make a difference. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
Hey, happy Friday on this beautiful Friday. The Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll for today is, do you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote? Do you? Yes or no? Simple answer. We'd love to hear your comments, though, in the chat, so let us know. The time right now, 12:46. This time check sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Searching for truth in a world of angles, positions, and outright lies. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
Sing my Sarah.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine.
Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins. The Bee or not the Bee.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. What I have here is a bunch of stories, 7 to be exact, that are both real and fake. So some of these are from the Babylon Bee, which is a satire website. These would be fake stories. Some of them are real. What I'm going to do is read the headlines, have you guys tell me whether you think they are the Bee, which would be fake, or not the Bee, which would be real. Here you go. There's the first one. Terrifying haunted house just displays current gas and grocery prices along dark, creepy hallways.
You can go first.
I want to say this is the Bee, but I'm going to say it's real.
Ooh.
I'll go real.
Quote, "It's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen," said attendee Butch Reed. "I can handle seeing ghosts and goblins and scary clowns and gory scenes with people covered in blood, but once they showed me a digital display showing regular unleaded gasoline at $9.99 per gallon, I just about lost my lunch." This is the Bee.
Okay.
The attraction. There you go. You still weren't sure. The attraction, which has officially been named Scariest Haunted House in America for 2023, made the innovative decision to forego the use of expensive costumes or special effects, opting instead to simply force people to confront their worst fears, such as the price of milk, eggs, and ground beef. "They really shouldn't be allowed to show this stuff," said Ron Simmons after he exited the building. "I saw some kids trying to sneak inside. Can you imagine the type of psychological damage seeing this horrible stuff can do to their minds? Come on, people." All right, that one's the Bee. Number 2. Trump challenges other candidates to eclipse stare-off.
Sounds probably like the Bee.
That's the Bee.
It is indeed the Bee. Former President Donald Trump challenged his political opponents to an eclipse stare-off over the weekend to prove who among them has the most superior retinal strength. "My eyes, they're perfect eyes," Trump wrote on Truth Social. "At no time in history have there ever been more perfect set of eyeballs than mine. I don't even need to use those sissy eclipse glasses like my weak, far inferior competition. Poor little Ron, I need special goggles not to go blind looking at the sun DeSantis has no chance." As a show of strength, Trump invited reporters to film him standing on the balcony of Mar-a-Lago patios, staring straight into the sun for 3 hours straight. After the display, Trump announced his eyes were now radioactive and he could see through walls. Next one. Flag football will be a part of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
Real.
Real.
You see the story? You seem pretty confident.
I am very confident.
It is indeed real. The efforts to bring football to the Olympics actually began about 2 decades ago with American tackle football in mind, USA Football CEO Scott Hallenbeck said. But the IOC was intrigued by the idea of adding American football, and then the next step was looking to the NFL around 2019. Of course, the NFL still hasn't, the regular football as we know it, still hasn't made its debut. But all of this was paused in 2020. A pandemic ruined everything for a little while, and so Hallenbeck, who has previously worked for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, took on his current role in 2005, said he personally considers this flag football entering the 2028 Olympics to be his own legacy moment. Yes, indeed. We're going to see it in 2028. Fan? Not a fan?
I'll have to see what it looks like. I mean, I'm open to it. I'm not against it. I would rather see tackle football because I think the United States would dominate in that, but I think we'd also dominate in flag football, so.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
USA.
This article was saying that this is a step toward having real football, real football, not flag football in the Olympics. So it'll probably still be a couple more years. Here's the next one. Man arrested for faking heart attack to skip out on the bill at a fancy restaurant.
He faked having a heart attack so he didn't have to pay the bill?
Man arrested for faking heart attack to skip out on the bill at a fancy restaurant.
I mean, where was he arrested? Because is it illegal to fake a heart attack?
Well, to not pay your bill, it would be.
That's why I'm asking where he was arrested. Was he still sitting at the table? Because I don't think if he was still at the table, he stole anything yet.
To answer your question, no, he was not still sitting at the table.
It just seems like he would be arrested for theft, not really for the faking of the heart attack.
I mean, that's an important distinction.
I'm going to say it's real.
Yeah, it is. It is real. It is not in the United States, though. It's in Spain. Spanish police have just arrested
Might be illegal
a man.
to fake a heart attack there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. A man who they say faked a heart attack in order to get out of paying his bill at a fancy restaurant. And apparently, here's the rub. This is far from his first attempt at doing that exact same thing. According to police, this man living in Spain has pulled this stunt 20 times this year.
Oh.
Police were called when the man tried to fool the staff at the restaurant El Buen Corner into believing he was having a heart attack after the staff already caught him in this instance trying to dine and dash. So he didn't just pull the heart attack, to answer your question, at the table. He tried to sneak out first. Then he was caught. Then he said, I got to go to my hotel to get my wallet. They didn't buy it. They called the cops. Then he dramatically flopped on the floor claiming to have a heart attack. And apparently he is known in whatever city this is in Spain for having done this over and over and over again. All right, next story. Let's see, we got 3 left here. We can probably get all these in. Local woman hospitalized after pumpkin spice overdose.
B.
Yeah.
You are correct. It is the Babylon. According to reports from St. Luke's Regional Hospital, local woman Ashley Gibson was hospitalized Tuesday when doctors determined she had overdosed on multiple items containing toxic levels of pumpkin spice, flavors, and aromas. Gibson, 34, was rushed to the emergency room when passersby discovered her slumped over the wheel of her minivan in a Starbucks parking lot. Witnesses say the mother of 3 was clutching a venti-sized pumpkin spice latte in one hand.
Any grown women doing this?
What's that?
Is the pumpkin spice latte, like the whole idea of being, this is a word, people, where they refer to themselves as basic, and they're trying to be so exceptional that they can in turn call themselves basic because they can have pumpkin spice lattes and all the basic things that go along with being like whatever Instagram says you're going to be. Are these not just 16-year-olds whose parents buy them anything they want?
I think that's very possible. However, I asked this
I'm a cool mom that goes along with them.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I asked my wife this in the middle of September because pumpkin spice was starting to show up. I said, is this a thing? Are you a pumpkin spice person? And she turned. We were in the car. She turned and looked me in the eye and said, yes, I am a pumpkin spice person.
What did that mean?
I think she
Does that mean that when it
loves-
comes to autumn that she, instead of getting a latte, a regular vanilla latte, she gets a pumpkin spice latte? Or
think
does
so.
she really identify with it? I know, Katie,
don't
she
know.
doesn't identify with the pumpkin spice latte. She's a normal person.
I hesitate to say that I think she may identify with it. I don't know. I didn't get that deep into the discussion, but she definitely made it clear that she was a fan of the pumpkin
Does she
spice
need people
era.
to know that she's drinking pumpkin spice lattes while she's enjoying the pumpkin? Is it like other people's business?
Oh, I
Because that's
see.
what the problem is with this.
I see.
It's
No.
not other people's business.
No. She,
You don't
she
know
doesn't
what's
need
in
that.
this? This could be whiskey. It's a skinny latte.
You sure?
Yes, I'm positive. With
Okay.
some pink lipstick on the cup. It's really gross. But no, it doesn't matter. What this is to me is caffeine. And when people get into pumpkin spice latte season, enjoy your pumpkin spice latte. I have no problem with it. But like, if you think that you're drinking a pumpkin spice latte means something about you or anybody adjacent to you, you suck.
I think actually you have just identified the problem with this that I never really realized was a problem.
It's an accessory.
Yeah.
These people don't. There are people drinking pumpkin spice lattes who don't even like coffee. You don't even like it. You'd rather be eating pumpkin pie, or a pumpkin pie blizzard, or something like that, or blizzard, which is what Amy Klobuchar said in the 20 whatever
Eat your
election.
pumpkin pie with a comb.
Snow woman.
I'm just amazed.
Not an accessory.
I'm
it's
amazed
coffee.
because I think you just solved a problem I didn't know I had.
You are a pumpkin spice latte.
Well,
basic.
I am a little bit, but I like the pumpkin spice. But I never. You're right. It's like it's not my identity.
No,
it's not a thing.
But it actually is for some people.
Yeah.
You've got problems. If that's I'm there. I just lost 3 listeners, but I gained 10, so I'm okay with it. If you're listening to this in the Scooters drive-thru right now, just turn it down a little bit.
Or just don't get pumpkin spice.
No, you can get it. You just don't need to tell people about it.
Don't even tell the barista.
Yeah, just look at him and lean in him like, you know. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Wherever they go, broken halos that are used
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
2 American hostages released. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Hamas freeing 2 U.S. citizens in Gaza. They're among the more than 200 held by the militant group since the terror attack on Israel earlier this month.
A source with knowledge of the release confirmed to Fox News that 2 American hostages, a mother and her daughter, were released on humanitarian grounds following Qatari mediation efforts. So clearly the Qataris stepping in here, trying to get people out of Gaza as this looming ground operation, highly anticipated in the southern part of Israel.
Fox's Trey Yingst in southern Israel. There are reports the 2 freed Americans are now with the Red Cross. Word of the hostage release happening as President Biden was holding an EU summit at the White House, meeting with the presidents of the European Council and Commission. In his opening remarks, emphasizing their partnership against multiple global challenges.
We stood together to support the brave people of Ukraine in the face of Putin's aggression. And we stood together to tackle the economic challenges and establish standards to guide our relationship with China. And we're standing together now to support Israel in the wake of Hamas's appalling terrorist attack.
The president answering one question about aid trucks for Gaza, saying a highway had to be repaired and that he believes the first 20 trucks will be able to go in the next 24 to 48 hours. Congressman Jim Jordan losing a third House vote for Speaker, sending House Republicans into another closed-door conference meeting. A former lawyer of former President Trump pleads guilty to conspiracy counts in Georgia. Kenneth Chesbro, part of the election interference case against 19 people, including Trump. Chesbro is the second to plead guilty this week after another former Trump attorney, Sidney Powell, also made a deal. As part of the conditions for their deals, both had to write apology letters to the people of Georgia. America is listening to Fox News.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A little northwest breeze for our afternoon, but lots of sunshine. Great temperatures about where we should be. 68. Tonight, clear skies. A quick drop out of the 60s for evening plans, but all is dry for the Friday night games. 50 for the overnight low. Saturday, sunny, windy, and warmer. Southerly flow, 72. Dry cold front comes through late Saturday. Saturday night, clear and 42. Sunday, sunny and 65. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Well, if you haven't had their sauces, you need to try them. Andrea's barbecue sauce is brand new this year. So if you haven't had that, I understand. You need to get a bottle, and it will change the way you eat your food because their barbecue sauce is fantastic. Their salad dressing has been around for a number of years, but it's their steak sauce that is their claim to fame. It is internationally known. People from all over the world who know about Andrea's have been ordering cases of Andrea's for years. And I mean that, all over the world. They really have. Since 1979, Andrea's has existed in St. Louis. So it is a St. Louis original. I'm always telling you that you can go to Schnucks, Dierberg's, and get a bottle of Andrea's pretty much any time of the year, especially the summers. They kind of put it on the end caps. It's easier to find. But I also mentioned the butcher shops because they know how to make great steaks, great meat. And yesterday I was walking through Schnucks, and they actually, I don't know if it was just my local butcher at the Schnucks or who, but he had Andrea's there at the butcher counter in Schnucks. So I'm telling you, the people who know, they know. Andrea's is great. Get a bottle at those stores or at Andreas.com.
St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki created Neovitin 15 years ago to help support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Since then, Neovitin has helped thousands of people support their daily nutrition with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend. If you're ready to join many St. Louisans in supporting their nutrition, give Neovitin a try. You can find Neovitin at your local Schnucks, Dierberg's, and online at neovitin.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
You found 97.1 FM Talk, where we ask questions, even when the legacy media won't. Especially when the legacy media won't.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The vote is in. STL Today has certified the result. Onderlaw has been voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis.
When you're injured, call Onderlaw at 314 or 618-9000000.
This hour of the Annie Fry Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta
Right? You need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Now, I've listened to the speeches this week, and I can already tell you what my friends on the other side will say using their poll-tested phrases. But let me correct the record. Jim Jordan is an effective legislator.
There's something weird about the way Kevin McCarthy speaks that every time I hear it, I'm always reminded of it. I don't think about it until I start listening to him. Kevin McCarthy gave a speech really speaking strongly in favor of Jim Jordan, which was, I think, an important thing to do. Maybe could have been done sooner. I think it's a good political move for Kevin McCarthy to do because he's outwardly saying, all right, let's move on with it. You wanted me out. Let's get to the next guy or girl. Jim Jordan also gave a press conference this morning, and while I was listening to that, I didn't feel like at the end of what he said, I wasn't sitting there going, oh, wow, that makes things dramatically different. Listen.
Well, you all said that we were going to lose between the first vote and the second vote. You all said we were going to lose 10 to 15 votes. We stayed the same. We picked up a few. We lost a few. I think the ones we lost can come back. So, look, there's been multiple rounds of votes for Speaker before. We all know that. I just know that we need to get a Speaker as soon as possible so we can get to work for the American people.
So right now, reading from Fox News, the House GOP conference on Friday voted to drop Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan as its Speaker nominee after its third defeat in floor-wide votes earlier today. So that vote took place this morning, and now they've come together and they said, I think we're moving on from Jim Jordan. Now, I'll tell you this, too. As we move on from Jim Jordan, I still think Kevin McCarthy is on the table. I don't think it's likely, but show me somebody who is. Show me where they're going to go right now and find somebody who is likely to fill this speaker position because it makes everybody palatable. Somebody who is at least palatable to everybody. More from Fox News. Sources told at Fox News Digital that the conference had voted to remove Jordan as the nominee in a closed-door meeting. Jordan had even more Republicans vote against him in the third round of voting for the House Speaker's gavel on Friday. 25 Republicans voted against Jordan, giving him just 194 votes, far short from the approximately 217 that he's going to need to secure the speakership in that race. It's the lowest total he had in the three ballots. So he went the wrong way, which is exactly what Congressman Boss told us after the first vote with Jim Jordan. He said to me, and then he went on to say, he goes, I think he's going to lose votes as this goes on. He picked up a couple new people who voted for him, but he lost more than he picked up. So where do we go from here? I'm not 100% sure. It's unclear what the next steps are going to be for the conference. Some lawmakers had backed the idea of empowering Speaker pro tempore Patrick McHenry. Fox asked specifically about the resolution by Representative David Joyce from Ohio to temporarily empower the acting Speaker pro tem McHenry as elected Speaker pro tem for a fixed period. I think we need to go through at least one more name of a candidate before that, said one senior GOP source to Fox News, which makes me think maybe they've got a plan B that maybe they didn't have everybody behind, but they want to actually battle test it, I suppose. Here's a clip that is from Matt Gaetz reacting to
Jordan have no goals, have no asks, have no objectives other than to see the 8 of us suffer some consequence for having removed McCarthy. So we've made them an offer. The 8 of us have said that we are willing to accept censure, sanction, suspension, removal from the Republican conference. We, of course, will remain Republicans. We will continue to vote with Republicans on Republican principles. But if what these holdouts need is a pound of our flesh, we're willing to give it to them in order to see them elect Jim Jordan for Speaker.
The world's on fire, and some of these colleagues.
That's correct.
So there you have Matt Gaetz saying on the steps of the Capitol building, talking about how he's willing to give more. To me, Matt Gaetz is willing to call any bluff. He is not going to back down from a fight. He is going to every time that the spotlight is shown right back on him. He's ready to go and pivot the spotlight right back on someone else. I still can't understand for the life of me why he did what he had to do when he did it. I think it was selfish. Again, from the very beginning, I've said if you do the right thing for the wrong reasons, it's still the wrong thing. Well, that's the conclusion that we came to, but that was the question we asked from the very beginning. And I just failed to see how Matt Gaetz, like I'm listening to him talk there, and him saying he's willing to do that doesn't really solve any of these problems. And if you knew that the party was so incredibly fractured, you should have known ahead of time that this could have been a possible outcome. And take off all of the world stuff that's going on the global stage right now. Because Israel was attacked by murderous terrorists after Matt Gaetz did what he did. And I think that the timeline there matters. It became exponentially more important to get a speaker in there, of course. But absent the foreign policy crises that are taking place all over the globe right now, we're supposed to be working on a budget right now, and conservatives on the whole weren't happy with the progress that was being made by the Republicans to begin with, which is why I think that there was a larger dissatisfaction with Kevin McCarthy than just Matt Gaetz. I don't think that this is just Matt Gaetz's axe to grind. I don't think that the concerns that he had about how things were being done in the House, I don't think that those concerns are unreasonable. I don't think that his asks for Kevin McCarthy to follow through on the things that he said he would follow through on, I don't think holding his feet to the fire is unreasonable. But I think he overstepped. And I think that sometimes, let me rephrase that, most of the time in politics, people who are elected to represent you or elected to represent their constituents, when they are working together within their caucus, when they are working together within their party, when they're working across the lines with the other party, there are things that are going to be said in public that don't look exactly as the same as the conversations that take place behind closed doors. Sometimes what takes place behind closed doors is much more volatile than what makes it onto the TV screen or onto the radio interview. Sometimes it's reverse. Sometimes you might understand that, okay, we're going to have to part ways on this. I like you, I respect you, but I think you're wrong on this, and I'm going to go tell people about it. And when you're in politics, that's how it goes. It's kind of like, maybe not exactly the same. I was watching, yesterday was the anniversary of Carlos Beltran striking out in, Game 7 of the NLCS in 2006 against Adam Wainwright. And Adam Wainwright was interviewed, I think it was in London on a double-decker bus. He was riding around when they went and played the Cubs. I'm so glad we did that. That was a great idea for this season. That was really helpful that we did that over there. We only played the Cubs at home one series this year. Right? That's the stupidest thing ever. Unless I got that wrong. But I'm pretty confident that we got one series at home with them. So Adam Wainwright's riding around on this double-decker bus, and the person who was asking the questions, and from the video that I watched last night, I don't know who the reporter was asking him about that event. And it was being shared because yesterday was the anniversary of Adam Wainwright striking out Carlos Beltran with a curveball. And Adam Wainwright said, Adam Wainwright was asked, when Carlos Beltran signed with the Cardinals, did you, talk to Carlos about that? Did you bring that up to him? And Adam Wainwright said that they got on the phone before it was even public news that this was going on. And Adam Wainwright said to Carlos, all right, how are we going to handle this? Because, people are going to ask about it, and I respect you, and I want to treat this a way that is respectful to you. And Carlos Beltran said to him, that was a really good moment for you in your career, and it was a really tough moment for me. And he goes, and Adam Wainwright said, all right, let's just leave it at that. And that's how they addressed it. And he said that they never spoke about it again. So when Adam Wainwright goes out and talks to people about that moment in his career, you think Carlos Beltran, they're on the same team. If they're competing, if that comes up, Carlos isn't going to love it, but he knows what's going to happen because they handle that stuff behind closed doors. In politics, this stuff happens all the time where you might be on different sides of an issue, and in private, you try to pull people over to your side. You try to argue your perspective. You try to get them to come your way, but maybe for whatever reason, their perspective on the issue is different and it's immovable. And so when you go out in front of the cameras, you advocate hard for where you are and what you believe. We don't have a big enough majority in the House right now to screw around too much with this, which means you probably are going to have somebody like Kevin McCarthy, who is willing to do everything he could do within his own power to get Republicans elected to the House. And he made deals along the way. And every single person who I talked to who was an insider, who maybe served in Congress or knew Kevin McCarthy in particular, every single person who I've talked to has told me that Kevin McCarthy clawed over a lot of people to get there. Compromised with people. You have to make deals with people to get there. You have to make agreements with people to get there. You have to make concessions to get there. Everybody brought that up. And everybody tells me whoever else is a speaker will have to do the same thing. It doesn't really make you popular on Capitol Hill. You don't get there by leaving, I have to think of a different metaphor. That one is timely and inappropriate. You have to understand that it is not a very casual process. It isn't something that doesn't have collateral damage. So who's going to be there next? Who could possibly serve? I honestly believe that at this point, it's somebody who is not in the House of Representatives right now. Joe Concha said yesterday on the show that it should be Donald Trump, and he should only do it through, what did he say, the day after the State of the Union? He wanted to see Donald Trump sitting behind Joe Biden, stumbling through a State of the Union speech, tearing up the speech as the process goes on. I mean, it would be a meme factory. You would be using those GIFs for the rest of time of Donald Trump sitting behind Joe Biden, making his eyebrow faces and his head shaking faces and his bottom lip out and all of that. It would be the gift that kept on giving. I don't know who else it's going to be. Lee Zeldin got some votes. I heard other people say that Lee Zeldin would be good at it. I really like Lee Zeldin. I wish he would have become the governor of New York. Again, the red wave that never happened. He didn't get, I think Darren Bailey got closer in Illinois than Lee Zeldin got in New York. You can check my math on that, but I think that's accurate. Ryan, you think it's going to be from within the House? It's a call coming from inside the House?
Thank you for that reference to 80s horror lore.
Which movie is that from?
I think it's actually from those Scary Stories books. The call is coming from inside the house. I think that was one of those stories.
I know that in Scream, the call was coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't, did they actually say that?
In the Scream movies?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but there was a story in particular that in those 80s books that was, I think, called that, and that was like the big payoff. To answer your question, though, I do think that it will come from inside the house. I think it's very possible that it's somebody that we're not really familiar with, and that may be the point, that they've tapped somebody that may be well known enough and well liked from within the house, but doesn't have a huge public persona, so that nobody can be on record as being pro or against that guy or girl that nobody really knows that much about.
Who's going to support that person? Because to me, it's not about the person. Because I don't think the people voting against Jim Jordan are really super against Jim Jordan. I don't really feel like it's personal to Jim Jordan. I think it's personal to Matt Gaetz, because Matt Gaetz made it personal about Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying I think that since it's not really personal against Jim Jordan, or to some extent Kevin McCarthy, although maybe with Gaetz it was personal, that's why somebody kind of off the radar would not allow anybody to really have any preconceived notions about them publicly. Internally they would, but outwardly, like the press wouldn't really know what questions to ask. With Jim Jordan, they say, well, why did you support an extremist or whatever?
No, because every district has their Oppo research. I've seen Oppo research on people who never, ever make it to even campaigning. If they're an elected position official, there's a stack of papers in someone's desk right now ready to roll to expose. And you know how hungry the media is to be the first one to expose that stuff. I don't see a solution. I usually can figure out a solution. I don't see a solution right now.
Yeah. I heard Joe Concha talking about the Trump thing. Does anybody think that's a real possibility that
No.
he could be elected?
No, there are Republicans who are saying they don't want out loud that they need Jim Jordan to say that the 2020 election wasn't stolen. You're going to vote for Trump? I mean, it's in our world, and this was Joe Concha's point. He said in that clip, it's not in the promo that's running right now because it's condensed, but he said in that clip, would it be good for the country? No. Would it be entertaining for us? Yes. See, the point was not like, you know what our country needs to survive is Speaker Donald Trump. Wildly entertaining.
I just think the pressure now has gotten to the point where this is starting to break through. The average American probably does know about this, where maybe they didn't the first week. That now it is becoming a thing, and everybody's kind of rolling their eyes and to some extent kind of mad about it. Maybe misplaced anger, but I think they're kind of upset about it. So I think the pressure is getting to the point where they will have to find a solution, and that'll all be internal. I mean, they'll have to decide amongst themselves.
The problem is old as time itself. It's pride and it's ego. It was Matt Gaetz's pride that caused him to vote the way he voted. He wasn't voting on principle. Don't feed me that nonsense. He did it out of pride. Because if it was principle, he would have voted on this earlier. He would have brought it up earlier. He'd have made a stink about it earlier. It was pride that caused him to vote the way he did. And now it's pride of those others that don't want to give in because they're mad because Matt Gaetz offended whatever principles or prideful whatever that they have. Are we to expect, like when you look at politicians, there has to be a bit of pridefulness, a bit of narcissism for somebody to look at an office and say, you know what, I'm the right person to do that.
Ego, not necessarily. You don't. Every elected official that are not narcissists. Ego. Whatever you want to call it, but this idea that I'm the right person to do that. But what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a very small group of people who are unable to put aside their ego, and they don't understand the damage that they're doing to the American public. This has become personal to them, but they're forgetting about the people that they serve, and it's really frustrating to me that you have politicians out there that are not willing to swallow whatever anger or whatever they have and do what's best for the country. And it frustrates me to my core. And I see it not just in politics. I see it all over the place. And it's like, guys, we've got to work together here. There's something that we've got to do together. Let's work together and let's do the best that we can. And sometimes we're not going to get what we want and it's not going to work out the way we want. And you just got to roll with it. The people who defend Matt Gaetz, to me, would say that he is doing what he thinks is best for the country. And the delineation that I make there is I believe, because I know the people who are, in many cases, I know personally the people who are saying that to me, I believe that they think that what he did, that the principles that he appropriated to do what he did, that those are good principles that would make our country a better country. I just don't believe at all that Matt Gaetz did it for the right reasons. Who edited the Robert O'Neill sound?
I did.
You did?
I didn't come across any cuss words in it. Did I miss some?
I don't know. All right, I'm not going to play it. All right, I'll play it later. We'll check it on the break, and we'll get back to that. Let's take a quick one, and we'll be back in a few minutes here. We need your Ask Us Anything questions. Take a step out of the heavy news cycle right now. Of course, if there is anything that does break, we will bring it to you here on 97.1 FM Talk, and you'll have all of the information you need to get through your Friday afternoon. Mark Reardon, of course, picking up at 3. Let's do Ask Us Anything when we come back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Fry Show.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, 314-324-4440. Stewie is right there on your phone, call or text to talk about the Bagel Loan and how your mortgage situation could be improved quickly. Also, for you folks out there who are facing mounting credit card debt, you don't have to face this alone. Sometimes you don't want to open up about it. You've never been in this position before. You might feel some shame about it. I'm here to tell you don't. There are a lot of people like you right now who have incurred debt for whatever particular reason, and the interest rates are so high, it's hard to figure out how you're going to get out of this situation. Call Stewie. He can help you. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. Get yourself back on the right path with a refinance potentially with Stewart's American Mortgage. If you're looking for a mortgage to initiate, you can get the Bagel Loan with him and pay nothing in fees that other lenders will charge you for. 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Single-family houses and apartments are the key to passive income, a.k.a. retirement. No one knows this better than America's most successful investor educator, self-made multimillionaire, and CEO of Lifestyles Unlimited, Del Walmsley. You've heard Del and his team on the radio. Now join the Lifestyles Unlimited team on location in St. Louis, November 4th and 5th. Financial Freedom Seminar. Check the schedule and claim your seat now at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Over the course of 16 hours, we take you step by step, A to Z, on how to successfully invest in both single-family and multifamily properties. This is a complete class, not one of those teaser seminars. It's designed to teach you everything you need to know to purchase single-family and multifamily investment properties using our roadmap on your own from day one. Our team of expert educators and mentors want to meet you for 2 days of life-changing education. Get your lifestyle now. Go to GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential. Sign up now at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon from my friends at Zero Res, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it. Is your home ready for the holidays? They are going to be here before you know it. And you need to be honest right now. How does the carpet look? How does it smell? Maybe you have a carpet disaster. We're going to do something about that here. Don't hire a deal of the day carpet cleaner. Don't try to do it yourself because it's not going to work out. I want you to hire Zero Res because they are experts here. They have a 4.9 rating on Google with over 4,900 reviews. They have the Zero Res Gotta Love It guarantee. That makes it easy to get what you pay for. They stand behind every cleaning. I've experienced it time and time again. Right now, the 97.1 special is 3 rooms, Zero Resified, starting at just $129. Also this month, take $50 off the air duct package. Call 314-474-2020. Go online to ZeroResSTL.com. Tell me you want the Mark Reardon special. Refresh, restore, and protect your investment. Call Zero Res also to clean your business the right way so your floors and surfaces stay cleaner longer without the harmful chemicals the other guys use.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify and receive your free tax assessment by dialing 800-210-1005. If you or your business owe back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-1005. 800-210-1005. That's 800-210-1005.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at GSLHonorFlight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Well, let's face it, it's been a very slow news week, so we might struggle just a little bit on the Reardon Roundtable for topics, but we're going to do our best. It all starts Friday afternoon at 3.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Double wide quick stop, midnight tea top, Jack in her cherry coke town. Mama and daddy put the roots right here, 'cause this is where the car broke down. Yellow dog school bus, kicking up red dust, picking us up by barbed wire fence. MTV on the RCA, no AC in the vents. We were Jesus Save Me, Blue Jean Baby.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Trailer park truck stop, faded little map dots, New York to LA. We were teenage dreaming, front seat leaning, baby, come give me a kiss. Put me on the cover of the Rolling Stone, uptown, down home, American kids. Growing up in little pink houses, making out on living room couches, blowing that smoke on Saturday night. A little messed up, but we're all right.
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! All right, it's Ask Me Anything time on a Friday afternoon. The first question that we have here is from listener Katie. And Katie, who also funded for us a Blizzard fund, I got an envelope with some cash and coupons in it. She wanted to know, what was the fallout from Ryan's Frozen Blizzard plan? And a lot of you are going, what is Ryan's Frozen Blizzard plan? And he told a story earlier this week where his wife, his lovely wife, was like, kids are in bed. You know what time it is. Time to get blizzards from Dairy Queen.
That's all facts. These are factual statements.
Every married couple with children understands. Kids are in bed. Let's get ice cream. She said she wanted a small s'mores?
No, I'm the s'mores.
You're the s'mores.
She wanted the Oreo.
She wanted a small Oreo concrete.
Yeah.
Blizzard, excuse me. And so you went, and then you contrived this great plan to save money.
You laugh like it wasn't a great plan.
I'm just laughing at the plan to save money on blizzards.
Well, they're not
it was
cheap.
buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
You wanted a large.
Mm-hmm.
So you got yourself a large blizzard. Ergo, hers was free.
Yep. And she wanted a small.
And she wanted a small. So Ryan said, I know what I'll do. I'll save even more money because the next time she wants a blizzard, I'll take the large that she didn't order, get an extra cup, split the ice cream, put the extra backup small concrete in the freezer at home, and this is the best part, the next time that she wants ice cream, he was going to go back to Dairy Queen to get himself fresh ice cream, but get her small concrete blizzard
from the freezer
at home.
And I do need to explain this. We have a freezer in the basement that she doesn't use. It was in that one. So she would have never known. That makes it better, right?
Does she know now?
Okay.
So we need to know what the fallout was.
Okay. So here's what happened. After we talked about this on Monday, I felt a little bit guilty that she was getting a lesser than blizzard that I had frozen. So, to help things out.
To help things or you or your lovely wife?
I said, you know what I'm going to do? Because that was Monday. So Tuesday, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a nice husband, and I'm going to go ahead and get her the next blizzard that night. The next night. Wednesday, because we had another coupon that was going to expire Wednesday. So I knew I had all this planned out.
I love how frequently you save money by spending more money, but go on.
But I get a lot of ice cream out of it. And so what I did was I kindly went ahead and unfroze her blizzard on Tuesday night.
What do you mean unfroze?
I set it out for a half an hour, and then it was of the right texture to eat. And so I went ahead and ate that without telling her.
You ate it?
Yes. But this was so that I could get her a fresh one and that she would never know.
It was the right move by your wife. So you thought about it and you thought, I don't know.
Yeah, I did. And it was because of you, really, all of you in this room.
Lurking in your head.
Telling me that it was the wrong move. So what I did was I went ahead and got the buy one, get one for her again.
Can I just interject for a second? The only wrong thing here is your devious nature by which you save money by sneaking her a second blizzard 5 days later out of your freezer just to save money. You could say, hey, honey, listen to what I did.
Yeah.
And then give it to her, and then she can have it whenever she wants. But the fact that you were hiding it in the freezer that she doesn't know you have or whatever you just said, that's the weird part.
So I did tell her, okay, so I told her this time, Wednesday night, I'm going to go get my same s'mores blizzard and get you the Oreo blizzard that I know you want, but I'm going to get a large. I told her this time.
This is good. This is progress.
Thursday.
Yeah.
she remembered that I had told her and went and got the other half of that blizzard because she still just wanted smalls. So that's fine, right?
Did she eat
Yes.
it? Did she like it? 100%.
She did.
Yes.
Yes.
She did.
In Plan A, you were sneaking ice cream into the home, into the clandestine freezer in your basement, so that you could woo and wow her later in the week with a free blizzard that you went and got yourself a fresh one during.
Plan B.
2 fresh ones and her half.
But in Plan B, what you're doing is saying, hey, I got you extra. In case you decide on a whim that you want some, you will have some in the refrigerator.
At your liege, my lady.
And it shows foresight and consideration.
Mm-hmm.
You get the credit up front when you do
transparency.
it like
And transparency.
Which is the key here.
And forbearance.
Yes.
And
stop saying just random words. So when you ate the blizzard that you had saved for her, it was 2 days old?
I think it was only 1 day old then, yeah. It was 1 day old.
Could you tell that it wasn't as fresh as when you got it the first day?
No, but I could tell that it had been frozen. So the consistency is definitely different.
Was it gritty at
after
all?
unfreezing it? No, it was fine. It was just that Brad said it perfectly. It unfreezes the outside first, and so you have to remix it with the frozen part and the unfrozen part to remake the blizzard.
Well, we have blizzards in the freezer somewhere. Did you put Joe Biden's face on it?
I didn't end up putting his face on it.
I go, someone's going to eat those blizzards. There's no way those blizzards are there when we need them because they're in the community freezer. They're not in Ryan's super secret freezer.
No. My
and
basement.
Brad said he was going to put a picture of Joe Biden on the front that just says, don't. I go, nobody else in this building is going to get it.
Nobody else is going to get it, and nobody would be like, ooh, that's a threat.
They're like, oh, good. They're not serious. I'll take the cookie dough.
Exactly.
So that's the culmination, I think. But we're going to try 1 day old blizzards probably at 2:45 before the show wraps.
Okay.
Then we're going to put them back in the freezer.
Oh, are we going to try to pull them out and eat them right then?
Don't worry about that right now. I said we're going to eat them at 2:45, okay? We're going to eat bites of them, just bites.
You need to stop doing that into the mic.
Fret about it all you want. Sounds like playing Fortnite with my son. It's disgusting. And I'm about to ground you from your microphone. Make you go clean your room. Get something useful out of you for a while.
He's got his mic in his
If you ground me, I'm just going to walk out there. I'm just going to start eating everyone's blizzards.
Who uses that microphone in the afternoon? Sue uses Leah's.
Today it'll be one of the Reardon Roundtable guests.
Well, Brian's boogers are all over this microphone now.
This is for you, Jane Duker.
Oh, God. It's in my ear. It's in there. It's sticky.
Or Sue. Hi, Sue.
Sue. Okay. Stop it. I'm going to turn this show off. I end the show. My gosh.
Thank you to Katie for all of this, all these extra blizzards. I appreciate that.
She donated to the content of the show. All right. Well, we've got more questions from listeners, and we're going to get to them when we return. Keep it right here on the Annie Fry Show. If any news breaks here on a Friday afternoon, we'll cover it for you for sure. But we're going to have some fun, too. We got X's and O's at 2 o'clock with Trisha and D to the C. Ryan, grade yourself this week on how you feel X's and O's is going to go.
So last week was extraordinarily difficult. It was a very hard week. So I kind of went the other way this week.
Like D for difficult?
I would say D for difficult. This week, F for fun.
That is the worst thing you could have said. Because you know what? At the end of that, Ryan has fun, and that's what matters. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
To LA, we were teenage dreaming, front seat leaning, baby, come give me a kiss. Put me on
This is the Annie Fry Show.
down home American
Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
little pink houses, making out on living room couches, blowing that smoke on Saturday night. A little messed up, but we're all right.
Those ENT issues you've been postponing having looked at because you just deal with them every year. Stop it. You don't have to do that. 314-843-3828. Reach out to Gateway ENT. You've heard Dr. Hardiman on this show. We talked to him for a couple years through the COVID years, and he was giving us very rational updates as to the current state of our healthcare system and things that we needed to know, I rely on him. And he is one of a team of ENTs at Gateway ENT that are really there to make sure that you are cared for, whether you are a small child or an elderly adult and everybody in between. They have a private practice focus where they are able to put you in the priority seat to make sure that the recommendations they make for you are best for you, not for some system that they belong to. The doctors are in private practice, which allows them to partner with the best physicians, hospitals, surgery centers, other providers in St. Louis, and they're not beholden to some big system, which gives them the freedom they need for any partnership that provides the best care for you. 314-843-3828. That's 314-843-3828, online at gatewaydrs.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The people have spoken. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for voting Onder Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, health care, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at ThrottleNet. So I'm so very proud to have represented the guys at ThrottleNet for all of these years. They are the IT geniuses. George and Mike are the owners. Fantastic guys. They can do all of your IT. They can do a portion of your IT. They have the best Apple support team. Their response time is under 2 minutes. Think about that, under 2 minutes. Something goes sideways with your IT, and they are solving your problem. And they're solving your problem within 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity. Most companies in St. Louis don't have cyber liability insurance. You get hit, you're on the hook, you're probably out of business. With ThrottleNet, if we represent you, we protect you. The first $500,000 that someone hits you for, which isn't going to happen, but if it does, we pay it. $500,000, that's what you're covered for with ThrottleNet. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS for all the information.
Get ready, folks. Lakeside Renovation and Design is thrilled to invite you to our showroom grand reopening event on Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the remodeling event of the year. Unlock massive savings at our event thanks to exclusive partnerships with top vendors and suppliers, delicious catering from Sugar Fire, and fantastic giveaways throughout the day. Turn your remodeling dreams into reality. Mark your calendar for Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Lakeside Renovation and Design, where your dream home becomes reality.
Can you see my undershirt through my overshirt? Let me know. You can log on and view the live stream.
What are you talking
and
about?
let us know while you're there, while you're at the Annie Fry YouTube live stream, checking out the undershirt, overshirt question. Let us
Did
know.
you just tell people in the time check to come check you out?
I'm just bulldozing this. Let us know what you think about today's YouTube live chat poll. Do you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote? Yes or no? Let us know. And then let us know your comments as well to that question and the undershirt, overshirt question. I would really appreciate that. The time is 1:44. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Fact-checking the fact-checkers daily. St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show.
The only good thing about that time check, Ryan, was when you slow walked into coming onto the live stream to see your undershirt. I thought you were going to say underpants.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. That's gross. I would never talk about underpants.
He has standards, Annie.
This will be the second segment that we talked about underpants
In
today.
this show? Yeah, but I did not walk us into either one of those.
The first one was the underpants of Ryan Wilkins's that are apparently in the City Museum.
No.
The 16-foot waist.
That was Dan O'Neill's fault.
Did everybody in here, Leah, did you know that there were some big undies in the City Museum?
No.
Did you, Brad?
I didn't know they were there because it's been a while since I've been. But
Are they like?
Did you know, yes or no?
No.
No.
Are they like an exhibit, or did somebody just leave them there?
I just told you, Ryan did.
They got snagged on the slide.
Oh God.
So I just said, that's just
You
let
bitch
those go.
stretched out. He went down a couple stories before he stopped.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
And I said, oh, man, son, let's just go. Let's leave. And so we
Stepped
just
out,
left right then.
Stepped out and walked away.
Yeah.
Pantsless. It's weird that they let you in without pants on in the first place, that you run around that place in your size 16
I was
foot.
doing my baby character. Hey, I'm a giant baby. I want to go down the slide.
Isn't that allowed now?
No, that's not allowed anymore. This was back in 2016.
I feel like it would be. Who's going to tell you no? What are they going to say?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, they didn't say anything. I had my big binky and my big underwear, and I said, I want to go down the slide. And they said, well, I guess that's how he identifies.
Will you make this the promo that runs all weekend?
Absolutely not.
I'm okay with it. You can put Mark Cox's wrap around it, but
Yeah, grab Mark.
he was on Mark's show
I'll put it
this
in
morning.
our cart number, but
Put it in Mark's. Use his frame, too. Mark
yeah.
Cox Morning Show, and then put that
Mark
in there.
Cox Morning Show. I want to go down this slide. Do it. Make it happen. One of us
Do it
is
to
about to
Reardon.
find out if Mark Cox is listening to the show right now.
Why have we not done this in the past? We all could do it to each other.
No. I got nothing to do with it. If it happens, it's not my butt.
Well, anyway, back to butts again, apparently. I would not bring that up on the show. Still haven't. I'm talking about it because you guys brought it up, and I'm embarrassed by it. I'm sorry.
It's really hard to tell which part you're talking about being embarrassed about. Specify.
The whole thing, the whole ordeal. That day is a day that I want to forget at the City Museum. You guys keep bringing it up.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm all done.
Yeah, there's the music. Thank you. Now we know what to do. Does anybody in here have a question that they're burning to ask? I have several from listeners. Anybody want one that they want to throw out? Leah?
Yeah. Let's.
It doesn't sound like you're burning to do it.
No, I wasn't.
it's a slow
She
burn.
goes,
oh.
Ryan points at her. I guess since I'm here.
Let's see. If you could play, the four of us, if you could play one professional sport, what would it be?
So, I get to be good enough to play it.
Yeah. If you were like an all-star at one sport, and you could have gone professional with it.
All right. Ryan, you have to pick something, but it has to be a real sport. Don't answer the question for real.
Okay.
Ryan usually derails these comments.
I hate to say that it would be this practical, but golf.
Yeah, I was going to say golf.
I mean, you'd make a lot of money,
It's also super useful
and you can do it for a long time.
because you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a team together to play. So it's good. It would be good to compete. You can make a buttload.
Mm-hmm. Gross, yes.
Like size 16 foot waist
Mhm.
buttload of
Yeah.
money if you're
Make
really
a lot
good at
of
it.
money.
I just got a text from the City Museum. Oh, boy.
Cease and desist.
And a Mark Cox text.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, Mark Cox texted me, too.
He just texted me, I'm not even joking, a picture of his car radio, which is on 1120. I don't blame you. Can you turn this show on KMLX now, too? Mark, come show me how to do this. There's a picture of his truck tuned to KMLX. Well played.
He included me on that, too. Yeah, good job, Mark. Thank
And
you.
a clown emoji.
Yep.
I think golf would be the most practical answer to that, but I really love playing volleyball. I'm still decent at volleyball. I can play basketball too, but I just think volleyball would be the most fun thing to be really good at. There's just no, I mean, for a female, there's no dreams that start at a young age about, I'm going to be a professional ball player. That just isn't part of the vernacular. It's never, I don't want to crush any dreams here, but it's never going to be the way it is for men. Actually, that's not true. If you were a young boy,
always dreamed on being in the WNBA.
then maybe you'll make a name for yourself. But I hope that the generation I'm raising changes that back to something around normal. What would you be pro at?
Well, I'm going to go with my heart here. I think it would be awesome to be a pro hockey player.
No, don't. Go with your head.
No, heart. Pro hockey player.
'Kay.
Hockey crowds are the best crowds. Baseball crowds are good. They're really good, and they're especially good in the playoffs. But baseball playoff crowds are hockey standard crowds. And to be able to skate and the athleticism and to fight and all the stuff that goes with hockey, I would love to be able to be good enough to do all of that.
Well, then I guess Brad won't be on Annie and I's Ryder Cup team.
Nope.
I'm helpful in a scramble.
Oh, yeah, I would put you on my
No, you and me are professional golfers now in our dreams.
In our dreams.
You and I. Sorry. Dad. It's Dad. Tell Chuck. It's his fault.
Your dad's influence over even me in my life outside of this radio
He's your
show
biggest fan. He likes you more than he likes
is
me.
happening more and more because I think about the grammar of saying you and I when I'm not even here.
You and me.
Thank you. Gee whiz.
Anywho, what would you be pro at?
Probably, again, I'm going to go with my heart because I grew up playing soccer and softball, but if I had to pick one, it would probably end up being softball.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Softball's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be opposed to that, but
would you?
Softball's scary. Softball, playing the field in softball is scary. I was always a catcher, and then anytime they put me in the field, I'm like, no, I like it when the ball's going that way when it's hit, not this way.
When the girls wind up to throw, they go.
It's called pitching,
It's
but go on.
It's just one.
Yeah.
But
One time
they do the
This is
full
extreme
clock.
softball,
Yes,
Brad.
the full
5 people
360.
throw. 5 people. What'd you say?
When the girls wind up
Wind
to throw
up
it.
to throw.
I could see Ryan doing the backwards wind
Yeah.
up and then throwing it overhand.
I've always wondered. There's got to be a logical explanation for this. They wind up one time and it's like, wham! Like one time 360 and then it's out. Wouldn't then winding up like 3 or 4 times make it even more hard?
Probably be a balk.
Oh, because of the
Why don't they?
Okay.
Why don't they do that in baseball?
Don't you got to stay in the circle?
Yeah.
Where it starts like a cartoon
Yeah.
going faster every time you like
Well,
a
could
centrifuge.
Ryan's like, I watched Bugs Bunny do this. And
That's what I mean.
Seems totally legitimate.
Then he would let go and the ball
Could
go
you
like 2
start-
miles an hour.
Could you start back at second base and like run up to the circle, winding that thing up a whole bunch of times, and then wham?
Is there
Leah?
anything else you wonder about that we could maybe answer for you before we run out of time and careers
No, that's the only question I had.
of them all?
Yeah, that was my Ask Me Anything.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Thought I might get an answer, but I guess not.
How about Dawn's question here? Have you thought about Halloween costumes for this year? What are you guys going to dress up as? Are we going to dress? We haven't decided yet if we're going to dress up for Halloween.
No, we haven't.
The music's like, I'm not having it.
Yeah, the music's done. It's like this segment's over.
Enough.
Why don't you guys go ahead and wrap up?
Was last year when we were the Trumps and the Lincolns?
Was that just last year?
Yeah.
It seems like a decade ago.
Man,
that was awesome.
we were the opposite.
Have you ever seen that
I was
picture,
Mary
Leah?
Todd.
No. I've heard about it.
I was Abraham Lincoln, and my wife to my right, one Ryan Wiggins, was Mary Todd Lincoln.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
then
just
Brad was Donald Trump. No, Brad was Melania Trump, and Hannah was Donald Trump. And there is one part, I remember, I'm going to go back and find that reel, because there's one part where you and I were talking as a married couple, and I asked you about our children. And you
What did I say?
You didn't have any idea if there were any kids.
I didn't know. I didn't know if I had had any kids.
You didn't even know what way to joke.
That seems a little surprising for me because I toured the Lincoln House.
I can't wait to go back and watch that video now. I laughed so hard that day. Like, if you recall, when Ryan was standing over there as Mary Todd Lincoln, I did most of the show like this.
Yeah, you wouldn't look at me.
I couldn't even look at him. I can't even think about it right now because you look so ridiculous.
Yeah, hot, but crazy.
I mean, you looked warm. It was not. You were wearing some of my clothes. You
I
had
have
a
broad
wig on.
shoulders, so as a woman, I have a very wide bosom. That's what.
It's got very little to do with your shoulders.
Yeah.
Your bosom is worthy of note.
It has more to do with gummy bears.
Bring the children unto me. I am very.
You can't bring Jesus into this. I think he's kind of like, I don't know about any of that.
I didn't even realize I was quoting Jesus, but you're right. I was. I should have quoted the millstone one instead.
Maybe just
leave it.
Just don't conflate.
Okay. I think that's a fair ask.
What?
Not to conflate me dressing up as female historical figures with our Lord and Savior.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Working overdrive today.
Yeah.
We do need suggestions, don't you think?
Yeah.
If we're going to dress up, there's nothing that we have right now that is at the forefront. And last year it was, if we got to maybe 5,000 YouTube subscribers or 4,000, I don't remember what it was. We're over 6,000. So I'm up for doing something maybe. The only thing that I will say here as a caveat the weekend before or the week before is that we have to pay attention to what's going on in the news.
Mhm.
And there is a limitation to what I can be dressed up as if I'm going to be reporting on some heavy duty stories. But that can be modified in the middle of the day. So
if we get to 6,043 subscribers.
I don't know what we have. I don't have my computer here. I feel like I am completely unprepared. But what we do need is suggestions. So we can maybe build in an incentive, but we do need suggestions. What should we dress up for? Leah, maybe if people do write those suggestions to the show, you can jot some of them down and we'll talk about them at the end.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah. Stick around. We'll be right back with X's and O's in just a couple minutes.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to maximize your investment. The rising prices on vinyl siding has made Hardie Siding a great alternative. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today.
Well, there's a very good chance as you've driven down your street, you have admired houses in your neighborhood that have been covered in Rhino Shield, and you don't even know it. Except if you pay close attention, you'll notice that they're not being repainted every couple of years. What I mean is same bright, vivid colors that you would choose with regular paint, except that Rhino Shield lasts, and you're going to get a 25-year warranty with it. I've got it on my house, and I mean it. It looks like it did the day they put it on. It lasts and lasts. It's lab tested to last that long against chipping or peeling or cracking. And they put this on businesses as well. Condo units from Springfield, Illinois, all the way down to the Lake of the Ozarks. You can find it. And my friend Darren will be happy to come over and give you a free evaluation of your home. All you have to do is call him. Tell him you heard Mark Cox talking about it. 877-25-RHINO or online at 877-25rhino.com.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness 101 for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness 101. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Back to the drawing board for House Republicans. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Lawmakers just out of a closed-door meeting say Congressman Jim Jordan has lost a conference vote to remain the Speaker nominee. This after he lost a full House vote for Speaker for the 3rd time.
Welcome to month 10 of the House Republican majority's chaos, dysfunction, and extremism.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says not having the House open for business is a serious situation, reiterating that Democrats are willing to find a bipartisan path forward. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise says Republicans will start over on Monday. Candidates for Speaker have until Sunday to file. Israel now confirming more information about 2 American hostages, a mother and daughter, released by Hamas. A representative from the Prime Minister's office meeting with them a short time ago at a base in southern Israel. They're now heading to another base in central Israel, adding they'll meet shortly with their families. Hamas has called it a humanitarian release, pointing to efforts by Qatari officials, while also criticizing the Biden administration and saying this is also to prove that claims about Hamas are false. A State Department briefing is expected at this hour. After the hostage release was announced, more rockets were fired from Gaza, and there's more concern about escalation along Israel's northern border with Lebanon.
Hezbollah saying it targeted multiple Israeli positions overnight with guided missiles. Israeli forces fired back. They also launched drone strikes against Hezbollah.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Beirut.
Israel deciding today to evacuate Kiryat Shmona. That is one of the largest cities in the north, about 1 mile from the border with Lebanon. That's 22,000 people. They'll be moved to state-funded guest houses to try and get them away for what could become larger fighting along Israel's northern border.
Tomorrow marks 2 weeks since Hamas attacked Israel. America is listening to Fox News.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S. Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss, even when you monitor your credit. If your identity is stolen, your dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A little northwest breeze for our afternoon, but lots of sunshine. Great temperatures about where we should be. 68. Tonight, clear skies. A quick drop out of the 60s for evening plans, but all is dry for the Friday night games. 50 for the overnight low. Saturday, sunny, windy, and warmer. Southerly flow, 72. Dry cold front comes through late Saturday. Saturday night, clear and 42. Sunday, sunny and 65. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisor Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. As a family business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. I have many female clients and widows that don't fully understand their investment choices. Would you like a retirement review and a second opinion on your current retirement plan? Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying, and would you like to learn how you can avoid those fees? Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees for the past 37 years. Let our family help your family. So go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Keselowski, driver of the number 2 Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Did you know one of the most important keys to success on the track and for safe driving on the road is having the right pressure in your tires? Properly inflated tires are essential to help you get the best gas mileage and keep you driving safely. Check your tire pressure at least once a month or stop by your local tire retailer for an air check.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family. Available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
Big ideas, real debate, solid entertainment. It's all here on St. Louis's home for conservative talk, 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Fry Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler
That is
Foods.
exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Yes, in fact, it is. Thanks for being with us on a Friday afternoon, 2:06 here in St. Louis. We're glad that you were spending some time with us. And we've been reminiscing in the break about last Halloween, when we dressed up as the Trumps and the Lincolns. There was some gender bending going on in that moment. And we just revisited the Mary Todd Lincoln reveal on the YouTube page. When you saw that, Ryan, is that how you remembered it?
No, I thought I was wearing white, but clearly I was wearing something that looked like it was gothic.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was attempting to be something a male hard rock singer would wear. And it looked pretty decent on me, though. I will say that.
You feeling pretty good about it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got there you are again. Just in case you're joining us on the Annie Fry YouTube.
There we go. That's a tight collar.
You don't even have it unbuttoned.
Really tight around the
Those bosoms you were talking about
bosom.
before are a little exposed.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm thrashing. Look, see?
He's wearing my belt.
I'm thrashing on air guitar.
This is your belt and skirt, isn't it?
It might be. Yeah, and like a puffer shirt, like the pirate shirt that Jerry Seinfeld wears, only black.
It does. It's the cross between a hard rock lead singer and a pirate.
I feel like you're not the first person to try to pull that.
He's trying to make
meld
it cool.
off.
I think all of these things that I'm saying now, I literally was said in real time as this video is happening.
Brian says on YouTube, Wiggins was on some heavy drugs at that time. It's not true. That's just normal.
Wiggins kind of looked like Mrs. Olsen off of Little House on the Prairie.
I was on acetaminophen and fexofenadine, which is Allegra.
Oh, my goodness.
But I was on those.
All right. Well, let's get to X's and O's for this week. Ryan, you ready to take over and introduce our contestants? These are high-profile contestants.
Yeah. I mean, they're from media. So it's cool that they're here.
The upper echelon.
Yeah.
We are the only ones left in the building.
Management.
Right.
Decision makers.
D to the C, our friend, is here as one contestant. Trisha, our other friend, is here as the other contestant. It's the best intro you guys have ever had in your lives.
Speaking of intros.
I used to have an intro.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh, yes.
missed
You were
that.
speaker of the show. Remember?
Yeah. We can pull that up.
Okay.
But speaking of intros, while D to the C isn't here, D to the C, you have many roles in this building, one of which
my
is
God.
contestant on X's and O's on Fridays.
Yeah.
From the bullpen. What is your job title at Odyssey?
My job title is production coordinator, but I'm also an on-air talent on 96.3 for St. Louis After Dark.
Perfect. And what time do people tune in to 96.3 to hear you?
Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to midnight.
Perfect. Well, D to the C, Brad can attest to this. He can speak to this. We had an 8th grade night. I kind of mentioned this quietly on the air that I was trying to do a lot of things. I guess would have been 2 Thursdays ago, not yesterday, but the week before that. And the girls wanted something big for their 8th grade night. And so the night before 8th grade night on Wednesday night, I got a message from a mom, and they're like, all right, we're going to do these songs, and we're going to intro their name. And they said, they're like, we're going to put a speaker up to the microphone so that we can play the music and so on and so forth. And I was like, ooh. This never actually is executed in a grade school gym the way it is in a 14-year-old's mind.
Right.
It's like, but what if I Facebook messaged D to the C and asked him to put something together for us? And he did. He turned it around in like 12 hours, and Brad was there.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
It was super cool.
The girls loved it.
Well, that's what's up. I mean, I'm just here to do the work. That's it.
Well, that's not actually your work. That was my work, and you helped me with it, and I was really grateful for it in a very public show of gratitude from the girls, from the families, and for me. Because
I just want to see the video.
yeah, I have it. I need to download. I need to get it off of the Game Changer app onto my phone, but I will show it to you. So thank you very much for that.
Not a problem.
And then a proper introduction here for.
And now we introduce our esteemed Speaker of the Station, Trisha Everding. Asking the question, Annie, are you okay?
I love it so much.
There you go.
It's
So don't say we never did anything for you.
Oh,
did
thank
you
you
record
guys.
that?
I did not.
You did not. Was that you?
No, that's not me on it.
That's
do you know,
not your
Do you know
voice.
who that is? It was his last day as Kevin Killeen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes it all the more special.
He doesn't do that kind of stuff a lot, but I'm like, dude.
Can't imagine
dude,
why.
Come on. And he's like, oh, fine, let's do it.
I love it. All right. Well,
Nice.
let's face off, Trisha and D2C. Ryan, take it away.
All right, let's go here. So 9 squares behind you, each one numbered 1 through 9. And we have 2 experts in the room today, Brad and Annie, who will be answering these questions for you. So you've all played before. You pick a square, you ask one of these guys to answer the question. You simply agree or disagree with it. And you try to get tic-tac-toes. And I'm going to warn you this week that it's going to be a tight game because I feel like these guys are going to know a lot of these answers, which means one question could kind of shift the whole game. That's the way these usually happen. So be very aware. Be very aware.
Can we be tricksy, though?
That's what I was going to say. I'm kind of like halfway suggesting maybe you guys throw in some curveballs in there, but it's up to you.
Some curveballs.
Throw a few curveballs.
You're great
in
because
there.
I have a great poker face.
Who's X's, who's O's?
You will be X's, D will be O's. I think D good to go first?
Oh, ladies first.
Okay, ladies
All right.
first.
I'm going to go with square number 7, bottom left, and I would like Annie to answer the question.
Square number 7.
Me and the speaker.
Well, as usual, we start with some audio.
I just want everyone to know that Trisha was a first ballot speaker, but go on.
That's correct. Okay, here we go. From Tuesday, we played the nomination of Jim Jordan on the first ballot anyway, by Elise Stefanik. Here is the clip.
As this body convenes for the sacred responsibility to elect the next Speaker of the People's House, I am reminded of the book of verse. For such a time is this.
She quotes a book of the Bible right there. And I manipulated it to you couldn't tell what she was saying. The question is, which book of the Bible did she quote?
Esther.
Ooh, she seems pretty confident. I'm going to say yes.
That is correct. That is correct. This is
Thank
the
you.
book of Esther.
My husband's grandma's name. Probably from the woman in the Bible.
Does it change things now knowing that he's not going to be the speaker that she said for such a time as this?
No.
Okay, just making sure. All right, D.
If any part is wrong or out of line here, I don't know that I would say it was scripture. But
well,
that's just me.
I mean the preordained
Pastor?
fate
Well,
of that
Here's
scripture.
the thing, though. He could be the guy for such a time as this. And we could be so strong-headed in a, what do they call them? A stiff-necked people.
Ooh, you
that
got
we don't
Saul
go along.
David.
It is possible that when that was written in the Old Testament, it wasn't specifically about Jim Jordan.
This is true, too.
Theologians disagree on that.
I'm sure that they do. And I'm okay with
it's in
being
the-
on this side of it.
It's in the footnotes.
yeah, it's in the study Bible. You'll have to just check.
I was going to make an ELCA joke, but I won't.
You got the floor. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I always have the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not making the
No?
joke.
Okay.
That was enough of a joke for my LCMS friends.
Okay.
of which some are in the room.
Leah got it. The rest of us are going,
Oh,
what in
no,
the
no,
world's
no.
happening?
I got it.
I'm just going to tell you right now, every Lutheran headline that's in the news, I'm not that kind of Lutheran. Carry on.
She's
Yeah.
the other
I'm not either,
abbreviations.
just so we're clear.
Yes. Yeah.
Still
That's why we
don't
had
even-
Leah here,
I think
because
I
she
generally
balances
know
us
what you're
out.
talking about,
No.
but I don't get the exact reference.
That's why I didn't want to make it a big thing, but here we are.
Let's just go ahead and pause in this moment and let people reflect on that joke.
D, you should pick a square.
Yeah, how about
And
one?
now we introduce our esteemed Speaker of the Station, Trisha Everding.
I'm just happy it's Kevin Killeen.
It's so awesome.
It's not even her turn.
I don't care. It's
I have
funny.
to text him now.
Let's
You
go
can
with
play that
one.
before her turn every time if you want, though.
Play it whatever I want.
D.
Number one,
Number one, who's answering?
Brad.
Okay.
Brad. We've had deep, powerful discussions this week about blizzards on the Annie Fry Show, mostly confirming both Ryan's theories and his morality on the subject.
False. Locking it in.
We did confirm the answer to your theory and morality on this show.
You changed your whole game plan at home because of the conversation. Sorry, this is not about you. Obviously.
This is not about me right now.
Yeah, this is not
This
about
is about
you.
you guys
Uh-huh.
and your problems with my morality on the
No
subject.
problems with me.
Also true.
He's like, what am I doing?
Yeah, what is happening?
How do we win this
Do you
game?
guys
I'm
need
like,
some
how do
time
we
by
go
yourself?
How do we go from ice cream to this?
No, we haven't moved past the ice cream. D, we never do.
Circling back.
According to their website, Brad, what is October's blizzard of the month?
Oh,
Oh no.
I looked this one up.
I did not look this one up.
Somebody.
Uh-oh.
This one and the Book of Esther. I'm so well versed.
It is the
Ice
pumpkin.
cream in the Bible.
No. It wouldn't be. Snickers blizzard.
You gonna lock that in?
No, lock that in because
No,
I was gonna say pumpkin, but that
The
would be
pumpkin
November.
Snickers blizzard.
So it's just the Snickers blizzard. I'm gonna lock that in. Snickers blizzard, D, because that's a Halloween candy.
Yeah, you don't eat that outside October.
No, you just eat candy.
D,
Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
you are gonna go with that. That was a terrible decision. that was so wrong. It was way wrong.
Hot cocoa?
Hot Oreo hot cocoa.
Oreo hot cocoa.
Oreo hot cocoa was the right answer.
Because I thought when I looked, someone had asked when we were having this conversation. There were multiple people wanting to know what the Blizzard of the Month thing was, and I was thinking, how many people are into the Blizzard of the Month? Because I was not one of those people.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. It's a whole
And it's
community.
right there at the top of the Dairy Queen website.
Yeah, it's-
like they know that those people are out there.
Yeah, it's a whole Reddit thing. We're back to
Or
Trisha
just
now.
I bet those people aren't on Reddit.
All right, we're going to go with number 4.
Ooh,
that
number
middle
4.
left square.
Oh my gosh, going in for the kill.
Or a tic-tac-toe.
All right.
And Brad's going again.
Thank you for the chance at redemption.
Brad, in the first ballot for Jim Jordan as Speaker, 20 Republicans voted for someone else. In the second ballot, 22 Republicans voted for someone else. Name any 2 people who got votes from Republicans for Speaker on the second ballot.
On the second ballot.
Other than Jim Jordan.
Dang. John Boehner and Steve Scalise.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to go with yes.
Yes. That's correct. There
Are
were
you
1, 2,
disappointed?
3. Yeah, because you already got a tic-tac-toe here.
Sorry.
2,
There's still
3,
room for
4,
others.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Republican, 10 other people got votes.
Wasn't Mary Chambers of like
Yeah.
the sewer district in Detroit one of them?
Yeah, I mean, some of these names, I don't even know who they were. Bruce Westerman, Candace Miller. I mean, some of these might be other representatives in the chamber, but I've never heard of these people.
None of them were Donald Trump, though, correct?
No.
That's how I think you actually know they're discussing about it for real.
Ooh.
Let's take a quick break. We've got 3 X's down the left side, and we're going to see what D to the C is able to pull off. When we come back here in just a few minutes, a quick break on the Annie Fry Show. X's and O's with the Speaker of the Station, Trisha Everding, and D to the C in the house with us here on the Annie Fry Show. We'll be right back.
Yellow-haired girl, Mr. Jones strikes up a conversation with a black-haired
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
She suddenly
experience something paranormal, supernatural, or unexplainable? Join host Jack Wagner on the podcast Otherworld as he explores spine-chilling real stories shared by everyday people who have experienced something unexplainable. Listen each week for first-person testimony from people who have come face-to-face with something that can't just be explained away. Listen and follow Otherworld, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's obvious. The unthinkable is happening. With all the recent media distractions, most folks never saw it coming. But a few did. Their guts told them something very wrong was going on. And now the headlines are proving them right. The people in charge keep telling you that everything's fine and to stop noticing. But you know better. Folks are investing in emergency food storage, and you should too. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, are the ones you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one for each family member. My Patriot Supply also sells biomass stoves, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, gravity-powered water filters, heirloom seeds, and survival gear that may come in handy soon. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. It's time to prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki created Neovitin 15 years ago to help support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Since then, Neovitin has helped thousands of people support their daily nutrition with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend. If you're ready to join many St. Louisans in supporting their nutrition, give Neovitin a try. You can find Neovitin at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to 20% on a new HVAC system when you bundle it with attic insulation. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
We've gone out a few times. You ready to put a ring on it? Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 FM Talk on your phone or by telling your smart speaker to play it. This is St. Louis's home for conservative talk. This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Sloopy lives in a very bad part of town. And everybody, yeah, tries to put my Sloopy down. Sloopy, I don't care what your daddy do. 'Cause you know, Sloopy girl, I'm in love with you. And so I say now, hey.
All right, welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We are batting around some ideas for Halloween for next Friday. We're toying with the idea of dressing up again. Last year, Ryan and I were the Lincolns. Ryan was Mary Todd Lincoln, and I was Abraham Lincoln. And Brad and Hannah were the Trumps. And Brad was Melania, and Hannah was Donald. So I don't really know that we can top that. So maybe this year we should employ the Ryan Wiggins mentality and set the bar really low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How you do it, right?
Yeah, you got to set the bar. No, that's
People
actually been
here-
ruined because you have to set it low constantly and then slowly raise it.
I can't commit to that for a lifetime.
That's what you got to do. I'm sorry.
Is it too late for me?
Yeah, it's too
just
late. You're
over.
gone.
I'm done.
Yeah. Sorry, Sloopy. I want you to hang on, but
Next Friday, we have to actually have Mary Todd Lincoln here. I'm sorry.
so
There's
we're gonna
nowhere
have
to
a
go from
seance.
here.
Is that what you're saying?
Sure. Let's do that thing.
Yeah, that's our annual seance.
Give us your thoughts on what we should dress up as on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. Do you know anyone who's thinking of switching their party vote in the 2024 election? Yes or no? We'd like to hear what you think about that. We've got Leah watching the comments coming in. She's going to star some of those so that we can feature them in the 2:45 segment. Do we need to take those blizzards out right now?
Yeah, right now.
Leah's going to go just bring them in here. Okay. And we're going to test our one-day-old blizzards to see if they still taste as good as day one. All right. How's Todd the drummer doing? Is he still here? Oh, there he is.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
ready to go.
He was walking in right as Leah was walking out to get the blizzard.
Just slipped right in there.
All right, so we have a tic-tac-toe on the left side of the board, squares 1, 4, and 7 that belongs to Trisha. But then we have a wide open rest of the board for anybody to come along and get more tic-tac-toes. D to the C is, of course, looking to tie the game back up. D to the C is the host of St. Louis After Dark on 96.3. And I was also curious, does your shift change as the season changes? Like, does it start at dark?
Yeah. What happens at daylight savings time?
Yeah. Like in the
That's a
summer,
good
is your shift real short?
We actually had a conversation about that. Well, me and Mr. Tony Scott, who's
Oh, yeah?
on right now, and we had a conversation about that. He said, Tony believes that St. Louis After Dark should start when it gets dark in the summertime, which is about
He's
8
just
o'clock.
trying to scoop some of your hours, isn't he?
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Tony.
Then
He's
it's-
always looking good and wearing those hats. He's got really good hats.
Definitely gets his old man on.
I think he looks fine and
Leah,
handsome.
can you clip that and send that to Tony Scott?
Oh, go right ahead. I might beat you to it.
Leah's like, who's Tony Scott?
Leah's like, hello, Mr.
I'm new
Scott.
here.
Nice to meet you. I have some news.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely getting your
All right.
old man on, yeah.
So I think. I think.
your hats are
96.3
lovely.
FM, folks. I'm going to host a throwdown.
D, is it your turn?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
Can you do this one in your After Dark voice?
Let's do number 3.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
it. I'm tuning in tonight.
Number 3. Man,
Top
feels
right.
like it's dark out right now. Everybody's feeling nice and sultry. You ready for this?
What?
This is a real clip from the week, run through AI software.
Who did you pick?
So,
Oh,
This is number 3, but nobody knows who's going to answer.
well, that's
free-for-all.
true.
Same thing, After Dark voice.
Who's answering the question for you, D?
we'll go with Annie Fry.
Oh, yeah, very
Okay.
nice. Annie Fry.
And yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, let's go.
Annie Fry, here we go.
Stop saying my name. I don't like it.
We'll play a clip here. It's not going to sound like the person who said it. Tell me who said this, Annie Fry.
All right.
What they're doing in the room right now is really, they're trying couples counseling for people who want to kill each other.
Who said that this week? In reference to the House of Representatives picking a speaker.
That was on our show.
It was. Well, it was played on our show. You want to hear it one more time?
Yeah.
What they're doing in the room right now is really, they're trying couples counseling for people who want to kill each other.
That is Trey Gowdy, former representative from South Carolina, Trey Gowdy.
Trey on Gowdy.
Please
Gowdy
answer
Trey.
yes or no soon. This is about containment.
We'll take that.
Take it.
I hope
Here's
I'm
who
right.
really said it.
But what they're doing in the room right now is really, they're trying couples counseling for people who want to kill each other.
That's right. That was Trey Gowdy. Excellent choice.
Woo!
The choicest of choices.
He's got a good book. You should read his latest book. Sit, stand, and fight, maybe?
I'm going to go number 9.
Stand, leave, or fight. There's
I'd
3
like to
words.
see somebody fighting while sitting.
I'm sure it's happened.
Okay, number 9.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
number 9.
Thank you. Yeah, moving on.
Annie can go again.
Mm-hmm.
Annie, in this very, very young hockey season, the Blues currently sit at number 7 out of the 8 teams in the Central Conference.
Okay.
Have the Blues won a game yet?
Yes, they won in a shootout, 2-1.
She says yes.
She is correct.
You are both correct.
I knew that
They
one.
have. They are 1-1-1.
That might be the only question you could ask
That's
me that I would have
amazing.
known.
I don't know how I did that because I was not trying to. But good job, both of you. All right. D, back to you.
All right, let's go with number 8. And Brad will answer that.
Brad, guess what?
I've stumbled into sound.
You have a sound. This is a real clip from this week, run through AI. You got to tell me who said this.
Letitia, that went out and campaigned on I will get Trump. I will get Trump no matter what. I will get Trump, I promise I'll get him.
Sounds like something I know who would say.
I feel really confident about this. This might be false confidence, but I feel really confident that that is Donald Trump.
Then what the hell am I doing here tonight?
Okay. This is what this is
Letitia,
a clip.
that went out and campaigned on I will get Trump. I will get Trump no matter what. I will get Trump, I promise I'll get him.
Who said that?
I'm going to take your word.
Shut up! Silly woman.
You're going to take his word. And here is who said that this week.
Letitia. that went out and campaigned on I will get Trump. I will get Trump no matter what. I'll get Trump. I promise I'll get him.
Isn't it weird that the more frequent the word Trump is used in the clip, the more likely it is Donald Trump
It
who
is.
said it?
It really is amazing.
That is
Yeah.
science.
You'd think that would kind of throw it off because it's always this third person, but it's not with him. It actually is more obvious.
Shut up, silly woman. I love that clip.
All right, Trisha.
All right. I'm going to go number 5, right in the middle.
Number 5.
And Brad.
Okay.
Number 5, Brad. Fox News is reporting that Donald Trump may not be the only Republican to qualify for the third GOP debate who may not show up for it. Another qualifier may skip it, and Chris Christie said he'd be okay with that. Which candidate is it?
Oh, no.
He knows this one, obviously. He's just bluffing.
Best bluff ever. Nikki Haley.
Say it.
He did, Mr. Trump.
Well, if my internet was faster, I'd have beat him.
Saved by the swirly logo.
It's like, good. I was saying to my computer, you know what I was saying to my computer?
What?
Say it.
Nikki Haley.
You weren't saying it out loud, though.
I don't know the answer to this, and you don't know the answer to this. But you're a good
Honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say.
fair.
That wasn't directed towards the speaker.
This is directed toward me, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Directed toward the host.
Of X's and O's.
Yes.
I think no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that's wrong. My guess is
really?
Vivek. Yeah.
Trisha is, in fact, correct.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Who is it? I don't know the
It
answer to
is.
this.
It is Ramaswamy. Said he is not sure that he is going to be there. He may just be trying to gin up some press.
That would be awesome.
You know what that'd be? That would be great.
It would be just, at this point, it would be just Nikki Haley and DeSantis on
Do
stage.
it! Make
If
me
that
happy.
happened.
Man,
If that
there's
happened.
a ticket right there.
All right, back to D to the C. Options dwindling.
Let's go with number 6.
Number 6. Who's your expert?
Let's get Annie to be the expert.
Annie.
I'm ready.
Texas
Come on,
Governor
Annie, don't
Greg.
Don't fail me.
I won't fail you. I won't fail you.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced that Texas has begun building a wall, though the controversial part wasn't about the Texas-Mexico border. It was that they're building a portion of the wall on their border with another U.S. state. Which state will now have a border wall between it and Texas? At least a portion of it. Not the
I'm
whole
going
state.
with Missouri.
Missouri. On the Missouri-Texas border, There will now be. You have to pass the checkpoint.
That's probably not
The Missouri-Texas border. That's on the Boot Heel and the Panhandle, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about
It's
that
right
one.
there.
It's on
Yep,
the
right
coast.
there at Hannibal
Right by the
and Kansas
coast.
City.
Yes.
It just
Hannibal and
happens
Austin.
it just happens for a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and it's very perilous.
Yeah, it stops people from throwing stuff off the riverboats.
Most people haven't even been there because it's so scary.
That's right. D to C, clearly your expert is phoning this one in.
Yeah, definitely not right on
That's
that.
correct.
Rude.
That is correct.
Rude. Heart.
Yeah, does anybody know what state it is? It's New Mexico. Yeah, there's a portion there that New
Wow.
Mexico is not protecting, that Texas is going to build the wall up New Mexico's border just a little bit there. Greg Abbott announced that. All right, last square goes to Trisha, I guess.
All right. Does it matter? Can I pick either of them? Is
Yeah, you
there
can
a
pick two
rule?
or two.
No, I meant expert.
Nope.
We each have 4, so you can pick whoever.
All right. I'm going. Annie's going to end it.
Missouri.
Because I trust
That is
if she
correct.
doesn't know, she'll say Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2.
What was it, Mayor of Michigan? Oh, we miss Hannah for times such as these.
You're like, what state? She'd be like, I don't know, Germany?
Yeah.
Like, what?
All right, number 2, Annie, what state are we in?
Oh, I know this one.
Ooh.
Dysfunction.
Actually, you found
Wow.
you found our last one of the day.
Whoopee.
It's audio whoopee. This is California 33's district. Pete Aguilar. I didn't write district. I'm kind of ad-libbing here on my own question.
It's hard to tell. You're
Yeah, I
doing
know.
so well.
I just flow. Pete Aguilar delivering his speech on the House floor Tuesday,
Yeah.
which we played on the show. And here is the clip.
Let's work together. Let's elect a speaker who will reach out, a hand of bipartisanship, and deliver for the American people. That is why, once again, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, I'm proud to nominate for Speaker and yield back.
Who did Pete Aguilar
Bye-bye.
nominate for Speaker?
Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat minority leader.
Did he nominate Hakeem Jeffries? That's a good question.
Well, she didn't say Missouri, and she answered pretty quickly. So I'm going to say yes.
95% sure. Yay!
Yay!
That is correct. It was Hakeem Jeffries that he nominated. Now, Hakeem Jeffries did not win that speaker vote, though. Just in case you were curious. That
He's
is the
hanging
end
in
of
there,
X's
though.
and O's. That is the he has. We don't know for sure that he's not going to win still.
Thanks for being in here, guys.
Not a problem.
Thank you for having us.
So
Happy
we're going to promote
Friday.
one more time D2C on 96.3.
Mhm. Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to midnight, and of course 20-minute workout mix, 12 noon, Monday through Friday.
Okay, get your 20-minute workout. You said at 12 o'clock?
12 noon. Yep.
All right. Thanks for being here with us. We appreciate you both. Trisha, speaker.
Thank you.
Madam, speaker.
Thank you all.
Pro Tem.
Pro Tem.
Happy Friday. Have a nice weekend.
Pro Temporary.
For having me.
All right. Stick around. Join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Tell us what you think about our poll question today. Do you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote? Yes or no? Do you know anyone? Vote, comment, blizzards. When we come back. Don't go away.
When I see you walking down the street.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
And so I say now, hang on, Snoopy, hang on.
When you're looking to remodel your kitchen, but you have priced it out and you're like, that's a pretty penny. I don't know if I'm ready to make that investment. I need you to consider Classic Kitchen Refacing. In St. Anne, I sat and talked to the owner, and this family-owned and operated business knows how to get you that modernized, refinished, just really beautiful kitchen for a lot less. They can come in and reface your kitchen cabinets. This is a drastic reduction in cost to replacing all of those cabinets. They can replace the look of the cabinets with a wood finish, with a paint color, and then they can also do all of the extra finishes that are going to really make it shine, like adding on new hinges and pulls and a finish that you really love, putting in Cambria quartz countertops that are going to bring the whole kitchen together and make it look really just absolutely stunning. And they can do this and save you a ton of money in the process and still have those same results you've been seeking. If you're interested in refinishing your kitchen, consider Classic Kitchen Refacing. Call them at 314-739-1730. That's 314-739-1730. You can find them online at classickitchenrefacing.com.
Tony La Russa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet, first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
You wanted the best? Well, you got the best. The hottest band in the world.
Kiss. The End of the Road World Tour. This Wednesday, Enterprise Center. Kiss. Countdown. The final 50 shows. On sale now at LiveNation.com. History will be made.
The results of the poll are coming up next. The poll is, do you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote? Yes or no? That is the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Let us know what you think. You can get your vote in before we give you the results here in just a couple minutes. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Can you even believe the astronomical numbers that we're looking at here with spending and how the deficit is growing?
No. Okay, 10 years, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
Right.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
The president actually sent out a tweet. He made fun of me for talking about climate change in the middle of a blizzard, and he called me Snow Woman. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Oh. Sometimes, if you haven't noticed, you use a little humor. Oh. Like when he called me Snow Woman at my announcement in the middle of that thing, I wrote back on Twitter, I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard.
I like how she says, sometimes you use humor if you didn't notice. I'm like, I didn't.
One of the ways that we elite relate to the people is that sometimes we'll tell a little joke every now and then. And here's mine.
I can't see the word blizzard and not think of blizzard. And the funniest part of that whole thing is she kept telling that story. The reason Donald Trump was making fun of her for announcing it in a snowstorm is because she was talking about global warming while she was doing it. And it was like June. That's an exaggeration. But it was not like standard snow time. And she's talking about climate change and temperatures warming. And it is windy and snowing. And she's trying to make her case. And so he had speaking of humor, he called it out. And she just thought, oh, Trump card in my pocket. Snow woman. Oh my gosh.
And he never recovered from that zing.
No.
That took him down.
It was...
I was going to say, he didn't end up winning that election. We look all the way back to
all right.
that.
So we have 1 day frozen blizzards.
Yep.
And as I said, when we were tasting them, I'm not mad at this. Like if I were sitting at home and I wanted to eat a treat, don't eat it while we're on the microphone. People don't like that, including myself. But if you were sitting at home and you didn't have ice cream, but you did have this would be a very pleasant treat.
Mm-hmm.
It still tastes good. I don't think it tastes the same as when you get it out
does
the
not.
window.
No.
At all.
No. It's not as I don't know.
Smooth, creamy.
Yeah. Creamy is the word I was thinking of.
Texture-wise, though, assuming that you could wait until the exact moment that this had unfrozen to the point where it was when you got it, so you could kind of remix it, get it back to that same texture, would it be the same?
I think that there's like, this is going to sound way overanalyzing it, but there's little ice crystals that form whenever you freeze it, and those ice crystals throw off the flavor just a hair.
This is from the science. I agree with it, too, by the way.
I'm looking up ice crystals right now. Ice
gonna Google some like hardcore drug.
Yeah.
When you freeze ice cream that is never actually frozen
right
hard.
Yeah.
So, like when you get a blizzard out but I mean you could have custard isn't soft serve, but it's once it gets to the point I know this from working at Annie's Frozen Custard in Edwardsville, Glen Carbon. I worked in Edwardsville, Glen Carbon didn't it? Glen Carbon existed, but then Glen Carbon Annie's didn't exist.
This was pre Yonda Log Cabin.
Hey, that's an if you know, you know. It could freeze for a long time, and then eventually it would get really hard, and it just was not the same consistency as a fresh batch. So that's kind of what this is right now. And if you melted this down and just stuck it in the freezer, it would not be the same. It would be because it's part of it is the way. Isn't soft serve? Doesn't it turn in the machine?
Brad, does
Yes.
soft serve turn in the machine?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, when you're making frozen custard, it's being spun in a machine, and then it comes out of the machine into a bin, and then you scoop it out that way. I don't really know about like hand dipped hard ice cream. But soft serve, I would assume, is in a machine that's constantly
It's just
keeping it in
spinning it.
motion and it's mixing. If it melts down and just freezes, I don't think you're getting that back.
Having worked in custard, did you ever get mesmerized by the way it came out of the machines?
Not probably in the same way you would have.
Oh, man. I'll sit there at Bobby's sometimes and just watch through the window.
Like with your nose touching the window. He's here again.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's somebody who's from Bobby's listening who's like, that's who it is.
Yeah, it's me. Sorry. But it is really satisfying.
I still have dreams of making things from my frozen custard days, and I really enjoyed it. And I've already told the owners there who I still know, when I get canned from this job, I want them to be my buffer. I want to just like
land there.
Come work for them and mindlessly make concretes and shakes and stuff for a while.
Great palate cleanser.
It would be good.
I worked at Dairy Queen for a while, and I wasn't allowed to make the ice cream. They kept the guys in the back to make the food, and the girls were up front making ice cream.
Sexists.
I got offended on your behalf just
no, you
now,
didn't.
Brad.
You completely agreed with it. You just said in a way that you're like, that's the way it should be.
Yeah. I don't want to have the. I want to have the, the eye candy up front. I don't want to have you up front, Brad. I'm sorry.
This is highly offensive for a lot.
You
of
can
people.
tell. You can tell when a girl made it versus when a guy made it.
Oh, you could.
It's a little rougher when a guy makes it.
What are we talking about?
Anyway, back to these blizzards
Right.
here. So do you think that, back to the original question, do you think that I could have made this passable to serve to my wife in a way that would have tricked her? After having been frozen and said, "Here you go, honey." I wasn't going to lie. I wouldn't lie about
You
it.
walk in with this ice cream, being super generous with like a whole lot of explanation, and she's just watching TV. She didn't ask for it, and you're like, "Let me."
Yeah. Oh, look at this old ice cream right here I got for you. This is a good one, I bet. Don't even think about it. Just enjoy and let me walk away from this moment. That's how I would have introduced it. She would have been none the wiser. But I couldn't do it.
I'd
My
like to give you
conscience
this
got
ice
in the
cream.
way.
That doesn't make me a bad person, does it?
Yeah. You see the frost on the outside of that?
what's-
Boy, that's weird how they're making those
What's
now.
in the ice cream?
I don't remember seeing that last time I was at DQ. Gosh, I'm going to have to write them a letter. Strongly worded letter about the frost on the outside of that.
As I said, when I tasted it, it has been frozen for a day. That this is still good. It still tastes good. If we're going to freeze it more, so we're going to put it back in the freezer now. I'm not going to eat any more of it, but I could eat this. I wouldn't be like suffering through it. It tastes fine. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, you could eat it and enjoy it.
I am going to give you just a general warning that I'm going to eat this right when the show's over.
No, you're not. You're putting it back in the freezer.
Why?
You're putting it in the freezer.
Why would I do that?
Because this is to see how long you can freeze it and have it be okay.
You guys, I think what we should do is
I
we
don't
should
care.
have one that comes out and is eaten today, and then that's like, okay, that's the test group.
Your spoon
And then you guys all put yours back in,
False.
and then Leah, okay, we're going to eat hers on Monday.
Put the lid
Brad's
on it.
Tuesday.
Walk away from the ice cream. Step away.
I can't. It's looking at me. See?
It's looking at me.
You see that?
I'm right there with you.
a
It's
little
going, I
restraint.
want to be eating, Ryan. Don't do that to me. Don't listen to Annie. I won't, Blizzard.
Why is your ice cream sound like Mater from
You're my best friend.
He's just a lovable little guy. And he's just here to serve one purpose.
Put the lid on it.
And that is to make my life better today.
Put a lid on it.
He's lobbying to eat the blue.
Just stick it
I
on
didn't
there.
know we were doing this whole. I didn't know this was a weeks-long experiment.
She told you. She told all. I knew this.
Hey Ryan, how much did you pay for that Blizzard?
Less than the other ones that I bought.
How much did you pay for that Blizzard?
0.
Okay, so this is how it's gonna go.
We need to ask the girl who bought these for us what I should do.
Well, it was
Katie.
it was two people. One of them was the speaker.
Trisha paid for some of this?
Some of it, yeah.
Then we should ask her too.
No.
If she's listening, she's going to agree with you. I hope she's not listening.
I have in text here when we were, because you were telling, I had this all set up with Trisha. Here's what we're going to do. And then she ran into Ryan, and Ryan was like, oh, no. Annie didn't mean what she said. Get him on Friday. And I'm like, in fact, no. The point is to taste the blizzards frozen and a little aged.
Yeah, that is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said because there was a envelope on her desk that said blizzards, and I'm like, oh hey, how about that? And so then we got to talking about it, and I said, why don't you just get those for Friday? Almost succeeded in that plan too.
Someone has to talk.
Yeah, I really, really want to eat that thing.
I'm sorry.
That's all I'm thinking about now
I can
because
tell.
that's like eating one chip. We just barely tasted it.
Ryan, you a grown man?
Absolutely not.
Do you
Depends
have a
on
job?
what we're talking about here.
No.
Is there a Dairy Queen in Collinsville?
Yes, but
On-
I have
on
to
your
wait.
way home.
I gotta go do a bunch of work after this. I
Then
can't just
reward
go
yourself
get
for doing
one.
a really good job and get yourself a
What
Blizzard on
kind
the way
of
home.
bunch of work do you have to do?
All the production work that this station requires. I have to do all of it.
Well, maybe you should have done it earlier.
I can't. I had to write X's and O's, and I had to do all this stuff. I had to do the B or not the B. This stuff takes time, Annie. It's like a well-oiled machine. I'm not here. I don't know. I'm looking. I'm just running my hands over this Blizzard right now, knowing that I can't eat it.
Ryan, do you need a minute?
Yes.
Leah, I need you to take the ice cream away from Ryan. I need it to be removed from Ryan.
Well, I'm a problem too. So
No, you're going to put it in the freezer. We're going to put it in the freezer. We're going to walk away from the ice cream. You guys are all going to get ice cream. Everybody in the chat is saying that they're like in the car right now to go get ice cream. It's in process.
Oh my gosh.
Get some frozen custard, get some DQ, whatever you like.
Ooh, Leah, I wonder if we could eat a little bit of each one and nobody would know it.
It's pretty insulting to the audience of this show. Nobody
Nobody will be the wiser.
YouTube live chat poll for today. Do you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote? Yes or no? Ryan, do you know anybody looking to switch votes in 2024?
I do not.
Leah?
No.
Brad?
No, I don't.
I have people who are asking the right questions where I could maybe say yes, but I probably couldn't name names right now. The results are in for the poll today. Do you know anyone looking to switch parties with their 2024 vote? 80% of you said no. So that's kind of interesting when you're thinking about this nominee or that nominee or what's going on in the speaker race. How many people have already predetermined what they're going to do in the 2024 election? 80% of you think that everybody in your circle is going to just vote the way they vote. How's that ice cream looking?
Chris says, I think it's tainted now, so you should just eat it. Chris, I love you.
Is Chris a scientist?
I think so.
I'd follow him anywhere.
To the ends of the earth, Chris.
Mark Reardon, I'm Doug.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. We finally have a Speaker of the House. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just seeing if you're paying attention. But we're going to talk about it during the Reardon Roundtable, which is just around the corner, coming up next.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues